Welcome to New York City, the UFC back at MSG with the championship doubleheader. Jiri Prochazka trying to regain his lightweight crown. And Alex Pineda, man, I'll tell you what, this guy has done unbelievable things, taking on the Prochazka lightweight championship fight, in addition to Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich in the interim heavyweight title fight. Here is a live look at the weigh-in stage here in New York City. 26 fighters set to weigh in over the next hour and a half. You're going to see all of them taking the scale here in just a few moments. We are ready. Sanko's ready. DC's ready. And Chris Weidman is ready as well. Welcome inside the lovely theater at Madison Square Garden. Man, this place is great. And it looks like Weidman is ready to go on a hunting trip.
Bro,
DC's
this is our
going
money,
to wrestling
bro.
practice.
Take it easy.
Okay, yeah.
I like your shirt.
Where do you think this is from?
Laura,
Where is
I
this
think
from?
you look amazing.
Thank you.
But Dan, I mean, you're not even trying anymore.
What do you mean?
What is this sweater you're wearing?
You want a sweatshirt with a
It's like,
hoodie.
Dan, it's like literally you're aging
I think
yourself.
it might
No,
be,
I'm not.
Only older white men wear sweaters like that.
The only older white men.
No, this is a nice jacket.
No, I want
This is
this
a
right
really
now.
nice jacket.
Tell
right
me
here.
where you think I got this from.
I like this jacket because you can wear it open and it's like relaxed. If you put the buttons up, you can go to any black tie
It's
affair.
very,
this
it's very
is
Rip from
stylish.
Yellowstone.
I thank you. I love Rip. Rip is like my favorite. That was
kind of
him
a
for
stud.
Halloween like
Rip's
2
kinda-
years ago.
Rip's kinda hot.
Yo, you know where this is from?
Talk to me.
My wife got this from Costco. This was like $35. This is a Kirkland special, but I'm wearing it because nobody realizes that.
Okay.
Like this looks super expensive.
Now I actually don't think it looked that good. It's cheap. There ain't no
not
but a
cheap,
cheap
man.
old jacket you got on $35. You should be ashamed
Bro,
of
but
yourself.
how about these? You know what these are?
Those are
if you
nice.
knew anything about basketball,
Old
of course
school.
I do. And the Knicks, these are the Ewings, man. These are the Ewings, old school, just for MSG.
Guys, we are here for the weigh-in show for UFC 295. The guys are getting set to weigh in at the top of the hour. 10 fighters already set to weigh in, so we are certainly looking forward to that. I know we could talk about our wardrobes forever, and I'm actually surprised the producers haven't been in our ear yet.
They usually let us go.
Do you feel comfortable with those pants that tight?
What do you mean?
Those are tight. Like,
You think that's tight?
Oh, man.
oh, don't do it to yourself.
Can I tell you something? The seams right here are screaming.
Yo,
Oh, my God.
I gotta be honest. I was hoping the ass was better. You gotta tighten the belt more so the ass is
You know what
like,
these
standing
are?
out better.
These are
Are they
Lululemon
Lululemon?
ABC
Yeah,
pants.
they do
Nice.
look
Those are
nice.
nice.
Oh yeah, the
Anti-ball
anti-ball
crushers.
crusher.
Yeah.
I can see what religion he is in those pants.
Oh, you guys, that's not even nice.
You know
like
what's
my pants.
crazy? You come here to
you
like
have a
do
thong
this
on?
show and people you do this show and people pick on you. You're like, I cannot wait to get back to football.
No,
Because you know how you always act better than us.
They
You're
respect
like, they don't
him.
treat me like this at
We
football.
There's more
respect you, but
respect
in a
in
different
football?
way. But they really respect
In a
you.
different way.
They don't make fun of you in football?
Not like you guys.
I'm sorry, man.
Just
We
because
love
I
you.
didn't wear a singlet and roll around, I'm not a two-time All-American. I
Don't
didn't
bring
go to
that-
Oklahoma State.
Wait, hang
Whoa,
on.
that's a
what's
great
wrong,
university.
Hang on. What's wrong with being in a singlet and rolling around?
I said two-time All-American, and that's what you
I know,
pick
I
out,
know,
the
but
singlet
yeah,
and
let's
rolling
focus
around?
on what you prefaced it with.
No, that's a good point.
That's
I just haven't done it. That's all I'm saying.
disrespectful.
Hey, so
Everyone
for
on
the
this
weigh-in-
card has
hey,
put the singlet
hey,
on and rolled around.
So for the weigh-in,
Yeah.
top four, they're already ready to go? Do we know
They're
that?
not. They are not.
No.
They are not
None
ready.
of the top
they
four
are
ready.
not
You see?
here yet.
And that
the main
is the
and the
important.
co-main are not here yet.
That's
but
what
they-
I love.
They will.
Now, but the heavyweights are
They
fine.
sleep in.
The heavyweights are fine.
Yeah.
The light heavyweights,
Should we be worried?
no.
No.
I don't think
Not
so.
for
The way
those
it
two.
always goes. Come on.
Yo, Jiri
Hey, but how about the
Prochazka's
fact
a
that
big dude, though.
Pereira is actually heavier in real life than Jiri when he's the one going up from middleweight?
I'm not surprised to
Jiri
hear
said
that.
that normally at his heaviest he's like 220, 222.
Right.
Pereira weighs 230-some pounds.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that crazy?
Do you remember
Jiri- I
that
thought
picture of him
Jiri
next
was
to
a bigger
Dominic
dude.
Reyes?
Yeah.
He made Dominic Reyes look tiny.
He's just
Back when he
tall.
was at 185, I was like, oh my
Yo,
God.
Yeah, but-
Dominic Reyes is a big. he's a
Yuri's
big
just
dude.
tall.
Yeah.
He's very tall for the weight class, so he looks a little bigger.
And he's
But-
got the samurai hair.
And he also walks like with his body like flared out.
Yeah.
Like you do?
Well, I I don't need to. Like, I just
That's-
walk. My
that's-
body's
there's a
flared out
difference
forward.
between flaring and inflammation.
Yuri's body is like flared out, like looking strong.
Inflammation.
My body's just like flared out to the front.
I have inflammation pills for you. It's amazing.
Hey, you
what
know,
they do.
Jiri told me,
All
he goes,
natural.
Jiri goes, I go, so what at your heaviest? Like, he goes, 100 kilos or something like that, which is only 220.
Yeah, 20 pounds, yeah.
He goes, what did you weigh at 205? I said, brother, I'm coming down from 115 kilos,
Siri,
dog.
how much is 115 kilos?
Yeah.
2.2
250 something pounds.
253.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. 253. I was going to
Big.
205.
I've been with you when you were cutting weight for 205. It's crazy. You were
It's
killing
not
yourself.
good. It's not good.
Chris, what are you weighing right now? You look healthy.
Are you coming at me like that? My weight?
I just
Hey,
complimented complimented you. You look healthy.
In the mornings, I'm like 222.
Yeah.
In the afternoons, I'm like 227, 228.
This is a weigh-in show.
Can I tell you
so-
something? I'm actually just bringing it up because after you left the workout room last night, Aljo and those guys, all they were like, how big is Chris?
See what I'm saying?
They were calling me fat
Al
or muscular.
walked in, Aljo was
Oh, wow.
Yo, I squashed Aljo like a bug.
Yeah.
That's probably why then.
That
So
little, that little rat.
I just want to put a button on this. Your face does look a little rounder than normal, but we do need to get back to the weigh-in show.
You have old man hair. Okay?
All right, here's a look at what is coming up on UFC 295 at Madison Square Garden on Saturday. What a show it's going to be. In the early prelims, you can catch it on Fight Pass and ESPN+. Staten Island native Dennis Bazooki and Jamal Pretty Boy Emmers kicking things off. Jared Flash Gordon fighting at home for the first time in his career against Mark O. Madsen. The prelims on ESPN Plus and ESPN News. Brooklyn's Nazim Sadikov riding a night fight win streak into his fight with Vyacheslav Borshov. Tabitha Ricci meeting Lupi Godinez in a battle of ranked strawweights. And 14th ranked flyweight Steve Erceg trying to hold off hard-charging Alessandro No Costa. How about the main card? Diego Lopez and Pat Sabatini kicking things off. Matt Frevola, the third member of that Sarah Longo team on the card, taking on Benoit Saint-Denis, who's won 4 straight. Former champ Jessica Andrade facing Mackenzie Dern in a matchup of top 10 strawweights. That will have huge implications on the division. And in the co-main, it's the interim heavyweight title fight. Sergey Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall. The main event, of course, the light heavyweight belt is on the line. Jiri Prochazka and Alex Pereira. And with that, we bring in the voice of the UFC. John Anik is joining us now. Let's talk that main event. Prochazka, Pereira, first fight for Jiri since that terrible shoulder injury. This is going to be a good one with both of these guys. And the crazy thing, Anik, is neither one of these guys has really been around for a long time in the UFC, and both have already accomplished a ton.
Good morning, Dano. Yeah, it's crazy that Jiri Prochazka only has 3 fights in the UFC. And this may sound like promotional hyperbole, but on paper, this truly is as good a fight as we can put together. And when I've been wrestling with my pay-per-view open this week, I'm trying to figure out if I should do big picture light heavyweight division, how the belt continues to change hands, or put the focus on Alex Pereira, because if he is able to do in this amount of time what he did in a Glory Kickboxing setting and become the 9th 2-division champion in UFC history, it's one of the greatest accomplishments that we've ever seen in combat sports, and he's a guy who would need to be mentioned in the conversation with Kayla Harrison, Henry Cejudo, Daniel Cormier. So big things ahead of Powhatan coming up this weekend.
You just got a slight smile out of Daniel when you mentioned
He wasn't paying attention. Then
I was definitely paying attention.
No, he doesn't listen when I'm talking. He looks down at my phone, so I inject his name, and then he listens.
I was paying attention to the fact that John Anik is looking dapper this morning. I mean, normally
You look
the
very
weigh-in
nice.
show calls for a T-shirt. You're in suit and coat now. You're in the
Pocket
coat.
square and
I got to go
everything.
straight to film UFC Live, and full disclosure, I'm hurting like Helly this morning. I went and saw a concert last night, Roosevelt, with our guy Lappy, so I'm not in great form today. Not in fine fettle,
what
as
was
John
your
Goodwin said.
favorite song name from the concert?
Luna, baby,
There
you
we
know
go.
what it
That's
is.
my baby's name.
John, let's bring this back to Sergey Pavlovich. You're talking about guys who have accomplished a tremendous amount in a short period of time. This guy, 6 straight first-round knockouts. I mean, he looks almost unbeatable right now. What did you learn from chatting with him this week?
I don't think he likes me very much. I mean, he was definitely ornery in our fighter meeting. I do think he has a good sense of humor. But my first question was about the time in 2017 in which he fought a full 25 minutes, and he dismissed that as having any value, even though his opponent, Tom Aspinall, has never even fought into a 3rd round. But Sergey felt like that was a long time ago. But, Dan, the most telling thing I felt in our fighter meeting, we asked him about his UFC debut against Alistair Overeem. He was 26 years old at the time, and he said, that fight just got the amateur out of me. Now you fast forward 5 years, 31 years of age. It's the most frightening guy in the division, and Tom Aspinall talked a lot at the press conference about his relationship with fear. We have a lot of fighters who train better than they fight. Tom Aspinall is the crowning example of a guy who fights better than he trains, and I'm excited to see him perform under the MSG spotlight here Saturday night.
No, as am I, and Pavlovich might be the most dangerous man in the division, but Aspinall is probably the best athlete in the division, just the way he moves, wouldn't you say?
I'd love to see Tom Aspinall play some other sports so we could sort of see just how high the ceiling is on this true plus athlete. But when Aspinall suggests that we've never had a 260-pound heavyweight who moves like this and has this vast skill set, I think he's accurate. And Michael Bisping my broadcast partner and friend. You've probably heard a lot of the superlatives this week saying he believes Tom Aspinall will go down as the greatest heavyweight of all time. I can assure you Michael's not saying that because they're boys. It's truly what he believes.
All right, John Anik, thank you very much. And we have been hearing that all week long, that Bisping, obviously his UK brethren,
of course,
how highly he speaks of Tom Aspinall. But you watch his fights, and yes, everybody. I feel like because Sergey, we've seen him recently, and he's been so dangerous with all these first-round finishes. There's been so much love for him, but Aspinall is actually the only guy in the UFC who finishes his fights quicker than Sergey.
Yeah, it was amazing to see that. But when you watch Tom fight, and I get so sick, and I do it too, but I get so sick of all of us analysts like, oh, he doesn't move like a heavyweight. We throw that around way too often. And in my opinion, Tom Aspinall is about the only guy that is 1,000% true for.
Move better than Cyril Gahn?
Yes. I believe so. Cyril, listen, I would put Cyril at number 2. I think Tom Aspinall has the best movement, the best footwork in the entire division.
In the lightweight division, live on the pay-per-view main card, Huntington, New York's own, the 14th ranked lightweight contender, Matt.
I'm Matt, the Steamroller Frevola, and I'm fighting out of Long Island, New York. Hey Laura, hey DC, have you ever had to do a hot yoga class with Carolina Chris? Well, I have, and don't be too close to him, because he's farting all over the place.
What the hell was that for, Vol? I was about to talk good about you.
Chris is like, I don't even know what to say.
No, let's see what he weighs.
156.
156. He makes weight. I mean, this dude is a guy who has just kind of been happy to be here for a long time, but now he's on a 3-fight win streak, all first-round knockouts. I mean, he is he's taking this division by storm. Pat Sabatini.
145.8, the official weight for Pat Sabatini.
This is a Pennsylvania boy. He ended up being a Division I wrestler. The crazy story about him, he got into martial arts because somebody stuffed his head into a urinal. So he got bullied, and his dad was like, all right, we gotta do some karate or something.
Yeah.
Sound like what I would do to you.
Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Tabitha Baby Shark Richie. I'm fighting out of...
This is Jessica Andrade, former champion.
116, the official weight for Jessica Andrade.
For Prochazka. Listen, she goes from between weight classes because she just loves to fight, but at 115 when she's on her game, she's as dangerous as anyone.
Contender Tabitha Baby Shark Richie.
Hi guys, my name is Tabitha Baby Shark Richie. I'm fighting out of Ventura, California. My favorite stuffed animal is Baby Shark. What's your favorite stuffed animal?
115.4.
She just could not be any cuter.
No, she
just could not be any cuter.
She is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
And
also.
a 4-fight win streak. I mean, she's on a hell of a tear in this division. Amazing jiu-jitsu. She's a dog, man, too. She gets out there, she gets after it.
To the scale, one of New York's finest, competing in a lightweight prelim on ESPN Plus, Jared Flash Gordon.
I'm Jared Flash Gordon, fighting out of Astoria, Queens, New York. Hey guys, my grandfather fought in MSG 4 times in the 50s. He was a pro boxer. Now I'm fighting here in my hometown. What do you think are the most memorable fights at MSG?
I mean, my most memorable fight is my the flying knee knockout with Yo Romero. That was pretty memorable.
You don't remember it. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't remember.
I tried to go back and remember what happened.
Slava Claus here with nature's very best sweater vest. But this guy, let me tell you something. He doesn't look like a guy who could knock your block off, but he has some tremendous power in his hands. Amazing kickboxing. Been working at Team Alpha Male on his wrestling and really starting to put it together.
It's moving really fast.
Super fast.
So fast.
I had so much more to say about it.
We got good notes for these guys. We can't even say it's just too fast.
In the featherweight division, Diego Lopez.
Slow them down, guys, just for the show.
Diego Lopez, amazing jiu-jitsu. Obviously, we see him in the corner of Alexa Grasso. Got a lot of credit for her recent winning streak against the great Valentina Shevchenko.
But the official weight
fantastic jiu-jitsu, incredibly dangerous off his back. And I love, personally, the emu mullet.
Next fighter to
I
And I just want to apologize to Diego Lopez.
That's not
it's not Lopez, it's Lopes.
Well, Helly was the one that started that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure his family knows that we apologize. Alessandro Nono Costa, the 27-year-old Brazilian, moved to Mexico at 19 years
old. I'm going to
old.
defend you in a second.
It is Lopez, actually. They're
Alessandro Costa.
He is one of a slew of Contender Series fighters. Yeah. Season 6, he won, didn't get the contract.
Chris, you were disrespectful, man.
But he finally came back.
There was a Lopes on Contender Series.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
All right, next
fight.
Hi guys, my name is Nazim Sadikov. I'm fighting out of Baku, Azerbaijan by way of Brooklyn, New York. Hey DC, how important do you think wrestling is going to be in this fight?
Well, this your walkout, Chris.
Oh, you don't want to answer his question?
Yeah, I think it'll be very important. He's going to have to mix it up. But this kid right here has tremendous skills all around, bro. They spoke very highly of him before his debut, and he was as impressive as I expected after talking to his teammates. It will be important.
He's got explosive takedowns, but he's definitely known for his striking. He's very precise and powerful
this morning,
on the feet.
making his second UFC appearance, competing in the featherweight division, Dennis
He's very talented. Oh, let's go. Dennis Bazooka, man. I remember this guy walked into my gym, and he pulled the Conor McGregor. He goes, Chris, I'm a big fan of yours. I just want to let you know I'm going to be a UFC champion one day. I'm going to be an undefeated champion. I'm going to take over the world.
145.6, the official weight for Dennis Bazooka.
But let's see you train for a little bit. But I love him. Usually those type of guys turn me off, but he is such a good dude, and he's super talented. And so his last fight was a short notice fight, his opportunity to come to the UFC. He wasn't really able to showcase his skills. So now there's a lot of pressure on him to have a full training camp and to be able to show the world how good of a fighter he is.
I love how you did that because they were holding.
Hey, I'm Steve Ursig, fighting out of Perth, Western Australia. Hey, Daniel Cormier, this fight's going to be all over the place, absolute chaos. Where do you think my advantage lies?
My boy Steve Ursig right there. Look, let me tell you something. I'm his biggest fan. This guy's ranked after
125.6 for Steve Ursig.
125.6 for Steve Ursig. Did you see that move? Did you see that move? I love that. Hey, his advantage will be in being an absolute dog. This kid is a dog. He might not look like it, but he goes forward, he pressures you, and he puts you in a fight from the moment the fight starts. I love this kid. I love his style.
In a flyweight prelim, Josh Van.
Here's Josh Van. So this kid made his debut, and I asked him, how long have you been wrestling? How long have you done this? He goes, I've never wrestled a day in my life. He goes, I didn't start wrestling until 6 months ago.
125.8, the official weight for Joshua Van.
For Josh Van. Josh Van goes into the octagon, defends multiple takedowns, looks amazing on his feet, wins his debut against a very highly rated guy, and now I'm excited to come back. But it just tells you that these young athletes are so good and so good at just picking up on things. That he had never wrestled. 6 months he developed takedown defense.
Right, next fighter,
to stay upright inside the octagon. Very impressive.
Lightweight division, Mateusz
You got to grind in the wrestling.
Your whole life we wrestle.
100%.
Dude did it in 6 months.
Season 6, we saw Mateusz Rąbecki on Dana White's Contender Series. He's on a
155.8, the official weight for Mateusz Rąbecki.
15-fight win streak for him, 2-0 in the UFC. So well-rounded. Before this fight, he's been training a lot at ATT. Amazing, amazing grappler. Got a picture with Gordon Ryan.
Next athlete to weigh in this morning, competing at a catch weight of 138 pounds, Kyung Ho Kong.
Mr. Perfect step into the scale. This guy's been in the UFC since 2013, minus 2 years for military service.
138 pounds, the official weight for Kyung Ho Kong.
Native South Korea. Again, it's a catch weight, so he's in good shape there. Coming off that impressive first-round finish against Christian Quiñones in June. Quiñones was all over him. And then he wins via rear naked choke. So that was, gosh, we're about halfway through.
How fast was that? Yeah, dude, it was like speedway.
My head's spinning.
7 minutes.
I did so much research on every one of those guys.
I
was so well prepared.
Bro, I did so much.
I was just able to show the world what I did.
I had 3 points on every single fighter that walked up
That's
there.
great. Who would you like to talk about right now? One of those guys that just walked out,
Name one guy you had a lot of research on.
I want to hear more about, Steve
There's a
Ursig.
kid. Okay, but there's a guy, Ursig, but there's a guy.
What does Ursig have to do
I'll get to that.
Yeah.
But in regards to who I've researched most, there's a guy fighting. Man, he only has 3 fights in the UFC, right? So he's a very unknown guy. Jiri Prochazka is very impressive guy. What do you want to know about Jiri Prochazka? He's only had 3 UFC fights, so there's not much out there on him.
Isn't it amazing that you came to the level that you came to in commentating and everything without knowing anything? You are the king of BS. I love it. You're so intelligent. That takes a level of intelligence that I can't even fathom.
Do you want to know what Steve Ursig has to do?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. You've taken time now to think about it.
Yeah, this is my guy.
Just go out there and beat him.
He's got to be
your guy.
Pressure. He's got to pressure. That is what he has to do. He cannot stand back, and he can't buy into the hype. He cannot stand there and think and believe all that he's hearing. Because guess what? It's one thing to be a guy that's coming in on short notice against a ranked opponent and go out there and surprise him. There will be no more surprises for Usyk. So that's display of talent, and he has to show all the strike and all the wrestling that he did in the last fight. He's got to do it at another level in order to stay. Because guess what? Shoes on the other foot now. Shoes on the other foot. He's the ranked guy now with a guy replacing his original opponent looking to make an impact. Dangerous man. Very dangerous spot for a young man.
We do have another guy set to weigh in, Marco Madsen.
Yeah, I like that guy.
And I know you did some research.
Oh, yeah.
Good wrestler.
Love Marco Madsen.
Yeah.
Tell me about him. Fantastic wrestler, Greco-Roman Olympian. Unbelievable wrestler. I saw him in the elevator the other day, saw Mark. I said, man, are you ready to go? He said, it's been a long time where I can feel free to compete.
154.6.
154.6 for Madsen. He said that his mind is at a place now where he can just be free and go compete. He said for as much as he accomplished in wrestling, at times in fighting, he was still trying to think his way through a fight inside the octagon. Said right now he's free, his training was great, and he's ready to really go and surprise some people.
That was really good, man.
Because I'm really good at
there's
television.
still time. Keep talking.
Well, we have
next
Alex
fighter
Pereira.
to weigh in this morning, one of the gentlemen around whom this fight card was built, the former UFC middleweight champion and the number 3 ranked light heavyweight contender, Alex Pereira.
Yo, hang on real fast. Yo, Pereira has only 10 MMA fights, and he has a chance to be a two-division champion. To be along the name of Daniel
204 pounds, the official weight for Alex Pereira.
And he looks like, I mean, he looks great, but he still clearly had to cut.
Yeah, he cut some weight.
A lot.
But not bad. He said walking into the fighter meeting the other day, he was like, I don't know how I was making 85.
None of us do.
Yeah, him and Plinio, my favorite guy in the world. Plinio.
Dude, Plinio used to be my coach.
Plinio got yellow hair now, and it looked like his beard is just perfect right now.
Yeah, the big guy. He was my coach.
Plinio said
he's such a good dude.
He said, man, he said we have no idea how he ever got down to 85. He's huge.
Plinio used to fight at 85.
Oh.
That's when
really?
I'll show you. Yeah, when he was my coach, he was a middleweight.
Show me a picture of Plinio at 185.
I'll pull it up.
If you do that, Plinio.
The before and after.
Waiting on.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing live on pay-per-view in the lightweight division, Benoit Saint-Denis.
Benoit Saint-Denis, hey, when you talk about making your UFC debut in a tough situation, Benoit Saint-Denis did that. One of the nastiest fights you could ever watch a guy take a beating, but be so tough that he was never willing to give up on himself.
156.
156
for Benoit Saint-Denis.
Said that in that fight in Abu Dhabi, when we were like on the referee, like, why is this guy not stopping the fight? He's letting them take too much damage. He said he's never been happier in the octagon. Since that loss, dude has won 4 in a row and has looked amazing. It's a big fight. This one's a big one. I like Benoit Saint-Denis. Not as much as Paul Felder, but Benoit Saint-Denis is he's a savage, man. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight, man, with Frevola. It's crazy how big of an underdog Frevola is after 3 knockouts and win in a row. Just knocked out Drew Dober. Drew Dober is
I understand.
Who's better on the feet, Drew Dober or Saint-Denis?
Benoit Saint-Denis is a crazy fighter, bro.
On the feet, though? Like,
on the feet.
He can
wrestle, but it doesn't matter, though. I think, honestly, if you're wrestling a guy or you're fighting a guy that's as tough as Saint-Denis, I'm not saying that he's going to beat Frevola, but he possesses that type of grappling skills with that type of toughness. Yeah. This guy's a military guy, right? So he's never going to quit on himself.
Paratrooper?
Yeah. He's unbelievable.
They both are military,
Yes,
actually.
but I'm talking about Saint-Denis. This guy's dangerous. So I think it's worse when you have a really high-level grappler opposed to a Drew Dober, who also is phenomenal, but he's predominantly a striker.
Is he a high-level grappler?
This guy can wrestle and take you down.
He's definitely proved it.
But he's not like a credentialed guy in terms of like NCAA, All-American, all that.
My man Frevola brought in some tough wrestlers to prepare for this fight. They know they're expecting the best Saint-Denis that he has to offer, and he's expecting to be pressured and deal with the wrestling. He brought in a guy named Nick Turdick, Hofstra alumni.
That's worked the Hofstra in. I like that.
He said Saint-Denis. Please tell him how to say his name right.
Song.
Yeah, since he wants to correct people, right? Tell him.
Denis.
Saint-Denis. I'm going to take the criticism.
It's okay.
Criticism.
I mean, like Dennis Bazooka is at his gym, and he calls him Dennis Bazooka.
Because Dennis Bazooka, he likes to be called Bazooka. You see what I'm saying? All right? It's more
He want to correct
American.
somebody. He don't know how to say no name.
If you're Albanian, then you say Bazooka. Like that, right?
You say
but
bazooka.
when you're from New York, you say bazooka. How you doing? Bazooka.
Wrong. You heard that?
Someone just did that to me?
Yeah.
Is that a new thing?
I want to go from grapplers to kickboxers because what Alex Pereira has been able to accomplish or potentially accomplish in just his 7th UFC fight if he wins and becomes a champ in 2 different divisions is remarkable, one of just 9 in UFC history. So it brings us to kickboxers, right? The people who have made the transition from kickboxing to the UFC. Who are your top 3 who have done so, Senko?
So no particular order. We're not doing 1, 2, and 3. This was an interesting one because there's a 4th one I really wanted to fit in there, but we'll get to that.
3.
Top 3. I have Israel Adesanya, of course, 75-5 with 29 knockouts in kickboxing, 11 UFC championship fights, 8-3 in those. To me, that's a no-brainer. Because I wasn't sure, are we going off of like who has the best kickboxing credentials, or who has had the best kickboxing credentials and then the most success
and
in the UFC?
transitioned into UFC well? Because you had
I went with the success,
right?
yeah.
Is that his name? He was high level.
Yeah, I missed the meeting when Chris gave me crap
Who's that, Chris?
about it,
Gohan Saki?
Yeah.
Gokhan, did not have a lot of success. Gokhan. It's okay.
Listen, he likes to be called Gohan. So I call him Gohan. Like, when you get to know him, you say Gohan.
When you're from New York.
Okay,
I didn't even say the other 2.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't. Valentina
for 10 minutes.
Shevchenko and Alex.
Well, we want to hear all their records in kickboxing as well.
Do you?
No.
Because I have them, but I won't. It's
Go ahead.
okay.
No, you
I'm just
probably
going to say I gave Valentina a slight edge just because of her championship reign.
Nice.
A championship in the UFC.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So I got to go with my boy Wonder Boy as number 1.
He was my 4th.
Undefeated kickboxer. He was like, probably 72-0. Something along those lines. Maybe 56-0.
It's 59-0. I have it
59-0. Why? You didn't even say his name.
He was my 4th.
You knew you were going to just come at me.
Yeah.
All right. Adesanya, unbelievable kickboxer, and then Pereira. Both these guys have, they got to the highest of highs in kickboxing and the highest of highs in the UFC, so they both deserve to be there.
That's nice. That's a good list.
Highest of highs.
Yeah. For me, it was this, right? So I had Valentina, I had Wonder Boy, who didn't quite get on, but then I have Alistair Overeem, who's a very talented kickboxer, fought some of the better kickboxers in the world, won in Glory, then came to the UFC and Strikeforce, did what he did in mixed martial arts. I have Alex Pereira, because obviously he's the greatest kickboxer. He's in the Hall of Fame right now in kickboxing, double champion, which he might become in UFC this weekend, and Adesanya. But if I was ranking them, I would go Wonder Boy, Valentina, Overeem, Adesanya, Pereira.
Okay, so Pereira would be your 3rd.
He would be number 1.
He'd be number 1.
He'd be number 1, yeah.
Do you think that we are appreciating what this man has accomplished enough? The fact that his first UFC fight was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was in 2021, and he is on the verge of becoming a 2-division champion 2 years into his UFC career.
Yeah, I don't think our minds and the UFC fans' minds can really wrap their minds around what this guy has accomplished in such a short period of time. 10 total MMA fights, and he's looking to be a 2-division champion in the UFC. I think the reason why we don't give it that much credit, to be honest, is we've seen chinks in his armor a little bit here and there. Like when he fought Adesanya, we've seen, his wrestling doesn't look that good, and then when he fought Blachowicz, razor-thin decision, but he still won the middleweight championship, and now he's up at 205, and he's fighting for the 205-pound championship. So he's kind of done it like in a sneaky way. He came up to 205, won 1 fight, and now he's fighting for the belt. So it's kind of just happened very, very quickly. And also, would he have been in this position if it wasn't for the history that he had with Adesanya?
He wouldn't.
He wouldn't be there.
I think that's the only
but he'll tell you that. He'll tell you that. He'll tell you that. But this guy has 6 UFC fights, 10 fights total. He's learned on the job. They were for a long time, and he's said this openly. He was good in kickboxing until Adesanya would say stuff like, he's going to be the guy in the bar saying, I knocked out Adesanya as I chase greatness. Dude comes over, not only becomes a middleweight champ, now he's fighting for the light heavyweight championship. You are talking about in 12 months, he won the middleweight title, lost the middleweight title, beat a former champion, and now is on the verge of becoming the UFC light heavyweight champion. Doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. That's why people don't really grasp it and don't talk about it as much, because it seems so unrealistic. Sure, his history with Adesanya helped him, but he had to win to get here. He had to win, and that's what he's done, and he's kind of captured the imagination of the people. People are like, yo, we love this dude. From his walkout to his music to his face paint, he is a star, and you got to become a star if you want to headline MSG 2 times, and you've only fought her 2 years.
It's crazy that how big of a star he's become, even without really speaking English, too. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job of that. But I think the reason we can't wrap our minds around it is because it has happened so quickly. And if we're being honest, there was definitely favorable matchups in the beginning. Not that he was coddled, but they were matchups that worked well for him. He didn't have to go through a murderer's row of wrestling.
The second kid could wrestle. That's why he took, but the second kid could wrestle, and he took him down multiple times.
But I know, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there. He didn't go through a murderer's row of wrestling, but he has proven along the way, and I think in particular, even though that Jan Blachowicz fight wasn't some like incredible fight, he beat Jan Blachowicz, and the fact that he was able to defend himself in those grappling situations and get back up and get his striking going again,
especially early, right?
Proved, yes,
he stayed calm.
So
he got taken down quickly,
yes,
and he was able to survive on the ground. That
was so
impressed
impressive.
Me. Yep,
so impressive.
I thought he was done. When he got taken down early and the guy gave up his back, I was like, oh, he's going to get submitted.
Yep. He didn't panic. He stayed relaxed. He looked way better with dealing with that than he did with Adesanya.
It's hard to pick up grappling.
Because do you remember when Adesanya took him down? It was the craziest takedown. I mean, the way they were taking each other down was crazy. And Izzy's Izzy's like holding him down. I was like, oh my God, he has no idea how to grapple. Fast forward, he looks like he knows how to grapple.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a year. It was 9 months.
And how much of that is Glover too, right? Like the fact.
Much of it.
I mean, It's really incredible when you think about the fact that we've only been coming to MSG since, 2016, right? And Pereira's going to be the first guy to headline a card twice at MSG in the UFC. Would you have? I mean,
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
No,
first guy.
A guy who doesn't even speak English?
Doesn't speak English.
Like, what?
Just got on the scene.
But you know what's even crazier about that? 2 years ago when he debuted, I'm sitting next to Rogan, and he's just raving about this guy. It's kick. You know how sometimes Joe goes crazy on like, this guy's this. I was like, there's no way he's going to be as good as you're saying. He does the double knee. 1 year later, he's fighting for the belt. Next year, he's headlining again, fighting for another championship. It's crazy to think that he was on the prelims 2 years ago, and now he's headlining for a second time. Don't speak English, but he is very aware though. I can't hear these guys in my ear anymore. But he's aware. You could tell. That's why you remember we were like making fun of him about no facial expression. He did a video with Nina the other day where she's like, what's your expressions?
I love it.
He gives almost the same one. Yeah. He's on the ride at the theme park and his family's all, and he's still kind of, he understands.
Yeah, he knows
what he's doing. He's playing the game even though he's not speaking the language. RJ, get over here and fix this. Do your job. RJ needs to do his actual job. Like, he wants to come up here and list something.
Where's an audio? We have a guy called Miles. He works in audio, as you're aware.
Miles, look at, by the way, Miles has the best hair of anybody in New York City. Look at this.
Is he part of the list, like the best hair list that we're going to do?
We're going to do that eventually.
Miles has become a reoccurring character on my YouTube channel.
I want to follow up with this on Pereira because what he's accomplished not just in MMA, but just combat sports in general, right? He's going into the Glory Kickboxing Hall of Fame, just the third person to ever go in. You have to think about, if he were to win on Saturday night, is this guy in the combat sports like Mount Rushmore? I mean, he's one of the greats, right? The Henry Cejudo's, the Olympic gold medal, the champ status, that's, you got to be thinking about something like that.
Yeah, it's like he cheated though. It's like it feels
because he got fast tracked. You're saying
it's just so fast. It's just crazy.
But he earned that history. He beat Adesanya in kickboxing.
I'm being a hater. It's just crazy to see how fast this guy has done it all. It's not supposed to happen that way. So it's just mind-boggling.
We've also seen guys have long. Max Holloway won 12 before he got a UFC championship fight. Islam Makhachev won 10. So you see people have to go through the gauntlet, and you see this guy. But again, it's not just what you do right now. You go back and see him knocking out Izzy, and Izzy's the long reigning champion. Because what are you going to do? Keep recycling Robert Whittaker for Izzy to fight over and over again? Or are you trying to find new guys? Luckily, you've got a new guy who has a history that has proven he can win enough. He didn't prove that he can win for multiple years. He's proven he can win enough to put himself in that position. Granted, very impressive. Combat sports, Mount Rushmore and all this, you're getting ridiculous. You tend to do that.
Why
and
is that, though?
I don't think
too
it's
much.
Wait, two division champion, Glory Hall of Fame?
It's too fast.
Here's the problem.
I struggle with it, too.
Not enough people watch and really are fans, diehard fans of Glory Kickboxing, and also diehard fans of the UFC. That's a niche group. You're a wrestling guy, and I get it.
Dude.
But he is a two-division Glory Kickboxing champion.
What's harder?
He's not young
I'm not trying to like knock what he's doing, right? I'm not trying to knock what he's doing. Henry Cejudo won the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Glory Kickboxing. This makes it so hard because I don't like when Glory Kickboxing. It's like one thing in fighting, right? One thing in fighting. You see people. I could probably get a Glory Kickboxing fight.
I get that.
I'm not good at
put
kickboxing.
Henry up there too.
But then
I'm
here's
not
the thing,
saying
right?
instead of
But then here's
Henry.
the thing. A boxing fight. Floyd Mayweather comes and wins a couple UFC championship. Is he now on the Hall of Fame of all-time fighting? He could box. Doesn't work that way.
But it matters who
Hang on. You're saying if Floyd Mayweather comes to the UFC and wins championships, he's not...
Yes, but listen, dude, you cannot say that whenever kickboxing is, like you said, it's niche or whatever you said. Niche. Right? Kickboxing, I don't think I like Glory.
Okay.
But there are people that have won in Glory. It's like winning in jiu-jitsu. I saw Jeff Munson win freaking the one thing in Abu Dhabi that's the biggest thing in the world without doing nothing. He just took him down and he held him down.
Bro, that's
so if he would have won the UFC title, now is Jeff Munson one of the greatest combat sports athletes of all time?
He would be in
Get
there.
out of here. Dude, you guys are out of your mind.
Wait, so is wrestling like, so you're saying the Olympics, like winning a gold medal in the Olympics is bigger and harder to do than Glory Kickboxing Championships?
By 1,000,000 times.
Why?
Really?
The Olympics is the oldest sport.
Could do in kickboxing.
The oldest sport in the world history is wrestling. They did wrestling at the first Olympic Games, and you're talking about a style in kickboxing where I could go fight it? I'm a terrible kickboxer, but I bet I could beat a couple dudes in Glory Kickboxing.
Hang on, so what do you say?
You're not going to be a double champ in Glory Kickboxing.
Doesn't matter, bro. You could, but guess what, though? You can't make the Olympic team. You can't even make the Olympic team.
So what can Alex Forever do in kickboxing
golf
for it to be a big deal?
Dude, you couldn't even make an Olympic wrestling team. Ronda Rousey is more accomplished. Oh, my God. You guys are making it seem like I don't like Alex Pereira. Yeah. Ronda Rousey then put Ronda on the Mount Rushmore of all combat sports.
What can kickboxers do to make it a big deal then? Like, what can they do in kickboxing?
More high-level kickboxers.
So Glory, what else? Like, what do they have to win? What's promotion?
So I'm looking at you like you're comparing Glory Kickboxing to the Olympic Games.
I am.
You sound like a guy that didn't go to the Olympics.
Yeah, listen. Oh, wow. It's not that big of a deal.
Hey, he made a choice. He made a choice.
Listen, I made a decision, before the 2008
but you
Olympic
are,
trials, I had to move on.
You do seem a little nervous. You're all sweaty and you have to take your jacket off.
Oh my God.
Bro, that's actually a disease. That's how warm this Kirkland is. I have deodorant on, too. That's pretty bad.
No, you know why? Because he knows that he's being ridiculous. That's why he's sweating. Like, he knows he's being ridiculous.
I think you
No, I'm curious, though. The kickboxing, there's nothing you can do in kickboxing to actually compare to a wrestling accolade.
Nervous because he's pretending to still live in the tri-state area. No, he doesn't. He's as much of a visitor here as any other.
Carolina Chris, baby.
Chris is walking down Times Square taking photos.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking at the skyscrapers.
Dude, I understand what you're saying, bro, but I just think that we do that at times.
It does. Listen, it does feel fast. Everything with Alex has happened very quickly. So I understand what you're saying. It's like you want the people on the Mount Rushmore to like age into it. There's got to be some age on the meat.
Because it's not as simple as being good in two sports. Bro, you can't say a guy like that's on the Mount Rushmore. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you can have people that are just MMA fighters that are on the on the Mount Rushmore of fighting. You can have just a boxer like Muhammad Ali who's on the Mount Rushmore of fighting. There's only 4 people on the Mount Rushmore of fighting. You're telling me that a guy that won a couple kickboxing championships.
We're saying in the conversation. We're not making we're not.
Yeah, I mean, how many people are on Mount Rushmore?
Let's do them 4. Let's do the Mount Rushmore of all-time fighting. You tell me right now. I'm pivoting. We're pivoting.
Henry Cejudo, number 1.
I was going to say Henry Cejudo.
Who else? Of all fighting, though, of combat sports.
Of combat sports?
Yes.
Do you have to do 2 sports?
No, you don't have to do 2 sports.
So you can just be great at one.
John Jones, yes, he's on the Mount Rushmore of all of combat sports. Absolutely.
Do you put Floyd up there?
Muhammad Ali. Is on the Mount Rushmore of fight sports. And now you get a 4th. You only get 4. You gonna say Alex Pereira? You know what I'm saying? You only get 4.
No, it's just.
Francis
by the way.
Oh my God.
By the way, do you reconsider if he's a champ for 5 more years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough. All right.
I love Alex Pereira.
No, you don't.
He's one of my buddies.
Yeah.
But I
get it. We've seen the YouTube channel. We've seen the show. We've seen the
kickboxers. Accolades don't matter at all. It doesn't matter.
But it does matter. It does matter. But I'm saying.
You know what else matters? We got to go back to weigh-ins because we've had a couple of people weigh in because DC kept talking and talking and talking.
That's a great point.
Lupe Godinez.
All right, next fighter to weigh in this morning, competing in the women's strawweight division, live on ESPN News, the number 13 ranked contender, Lupe Godinez.
So she got the call for this fight about a week after her last win over Elise Reed in September. So she was home in Vancouver for a few days, went on vacation for a day, and then she was back down to Guadalajara in Mexico training with Alexa Grasso. And she's flying coming in here, riding a three-fight win streak.
She's anytime, any
place.
All right,
next man to the scale competing in the flyweight division, Kevin Borjas.
Kevin Borjas, we saw him on season 7 of Dana White's Contender Series. It was this summer, and man, can this kid crack. It was such a fun fight. He's one of the very few fighters now on the roster representing Peru. Let's hear his weight.
125.8, the official weight for Kevin Borjas.
He was an underdog in that fight. Went to war, got the contract, and he's another one of those guys that you just love to see them win because it means so much, not just to them, but they can bring it home to the family and change a lot of people's lives.
Love it, love it. And I also love the fact that we're just absolutely flying through weigh-ins this morning. Here's a look at the 7 fighters yet to weigh in, including 3 of the 4 in our co-main event. Speaking of the main event, here's a closer look.
The motivation to inspire others is paired with the motivation to achieve history at UFC 295, where Pereira can become just the 9th fighter to win a UFC title in multiple divisions. But in order to write that chapter, he'll need to get through former champion Jiri Prochazka.
We've seen a lot of heavy knockout artists. He is the most impressive to me. He flatlines the best fighters in the world.
Todo mundo sabe, né, que eu sou cara agressivo, tenho muitos knockouts.
His power is extraordinary. You can't stand in front of that man.
Prochazka também é cara nocauteador. Tudo isso faz com que eu entre mais atento, mais treinado, mais motivado, querendo realmente essa luta.
This man is dangerous. He can get the job done everywhere. Jiri Prochazka's for real.
I see myself a true UFC champion.
Spinning elbow! I mean, come on, the creativity. He really is just like a samurai warrior.
And UFC 295, I will prove that.
Jiri Prochazka has done it!
205-pound standouts battle for the vacant crown. It all goes down on November 11th in the Mecca.
All right, welcome back. Are you guys ready, DC? Are you good here? We're talking. Look at him. He's just reading comments about himself.
No, I'm looking at it. Laura showed me a picture of Plinio. I can't even tell which one is Plinio.
Well, the dark hair is sitting next to me.
All right, let's talk top 5 scariest fighters.
Laura. That's crazy.
In the UFC right now.
Sorry.
You ready?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready.
Let's start with DC. DC, you have your
yes, I
list?
do. All right, at number 5, Khamzat Chimaev. Because Khamzat Chimaev is obviously scary, right? He'll talk to you. But in the fight, you know how difficult it's going to be to beat him. He can punch you. He's very powerful. He can wrestle. He can do it all. Then I have Merab Dvalishvili. Because you know your cardio is going to get pushed to a point that you're like, I don't really want to do this. I don't want to have to work this hard to win a fight. He shot 47 times against Piotr Jan.
Yeah.
Like, that's absurd.
But he's such a sweetheart.
But that is scary.
Pick out scary
No,
people.
that is scary.
That's scary if you're fighting him.
Scary.
Nobody wants to fight him.
Sure. Yeah, nobody wants to fight him.
So are serial killers.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
They're also very
Jiri Prochazka. Because Jiri Prochazka is another one of those. This dude locks himself away for days and days and days. He just locks himself away for days and days and days with nothing. So you never know what he's thinking.
So did Aaron Rodgers.
Sergey Pavlovich, because Sergey Pavlovich is going to just knock your head off. Unbelievable power. And Alex Pereira. Alex is scary in terms of the way he looks, the way he operates. He kicked me the other day. Bro, those little leg kicks dude, they hurt. It's like a delayed reaction. My legs like kick, wait, buckle.
You kept telling me to go harder.
I couldn't tell if you were like
he was such a drama queen.
leaning into it a little bit.
He's such a drama queen.
It's a crazy thing how powerful this man is. So I got Khamzat, Merab, Jiri, Sergey, Alex. That's my top 5. That's my 5 scary.
I love Merab, but I just don't.
But think about that, though. Think about
like scary looking.
Think about the prospects of fighting Merab Dvalishvili.
Oh, I'm with you. That's the most nightmare situation ever. Like, nobody wants to do that. All right, here we go. Alex Pereira. I mean, you take a look at the guy's face. It's always serious and angry, and he's a scary-looking dude. Hits super hard. He's very scary. Sergey Pavlovich. I've been in the elevator with this guy, and usually I'm like fun-loving. I'm going to talk to everybody. He was speaking Russian to some other dude. I was like, man, should I say something? I'm like, nah, don't say anything. He was so big and scary. I'm like, I'm just going to leave this one alone.
So you didn't even say hi?
I didn't say hi.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was just me, him, and another Russian dude.
I forgot about this dude.
This dude is the scariest dude in the UFC if you're looking at him. Sharapatudin Magomedov.
What'd you call him? His friends call him Sharapatudin.
Sharapatudin. How you doing? That's what the New Yorkers call it, you know. If you guys don't know who that is, that's the redhead Russian dude from Dagestan with one eye.
I should have put him on there.
He's got the beard.
Terrifying.
There's no scarier looking dude.
Shara Bullet.
Yeah,
oh, Shara Bullet.
Yeah,
okay.
Shara Bullet.
And that makes him even scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier for a New Yorker, buddy.
Yeah,
Shara
exactly.
Bullet.
All right, then Khamzat Chimaev. I mean, I smashed the brother. He is.
Did you just call him Khamzat?
Yes, he did.
Khamzat.
He's like Chael.
Khamzat. We do need a pronunciation.
This is going to be great.
Chimaev.
I already know our next game for the next weigh-in show. It's going to be a pronunciation game.
Right.
With
oh, hell, are you crying over there laughing? Are you teary-eyed? Are you Mr. Pronunciation?
Hey, please explain to me why Sean Strickland's on this. Why is he scared?
Okay, because if you're like in an alley, right, and you're walking, that dude's crazy. He's got something wrong with his head.
Especially if you're a girl.
He's talked about killing people, especially if you're a girl. I didn't say that, you did. But no, he's a scary dude. I think he's cool as hell. I think he's funny, you know, whatever. He's fun to hang out with, but he's the type of guy that could just lose his mind.
I love Sean Strickland, but he's scary to have an interview with because you're so concerned about what might be said.
Can I be honest with you? He was when I interviewed him, he was good.
Oh, he's great.
He said nothing crazy.
He knows how to behave when he wants to.
You should have seen producer Zach Canito's face when I suggested him to be one of the hosts of the weigh-in show.
Really?
I think he'd be amazing.
Oh, he's made for this show.
He would be great.
Yeah.
He would be
the only
but
show
that means my spot's gone.
Yeah, you take your spot.
Can we get rid of Helly?
No, that's not happening.
We'll do a pronunciation game between you and Strickland, and the winner gets to do the next show.
That would be interesting.
All right, let's take a look at my list because I think it's fantastic. You got Islam at the top. You got Sergey right behind him. I'm going to put John Jones on any of these lists as long as he's in the. If he's on the Mount Rushmore of combat sports, he's one of the scariest dudes as long as he's fighting in the UFC. Alex Pereira is on this list as well.
He could also be driving.
And Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, when you just talk about crazy dudes,
he's crazy,
dudes you want in a dark alley, it's Justin Gaethje.
Some of the stuff he says, it's crazy.
He's a nut.
He's a little.
This dude does not have a normal head.
Yeah. For me, I've got Alex Pereira at number 1. Number 2, Shavkat Rakhmonov. I don't know why anyone else didn't say that. He's terrifying. Sergey Pavlovich, Islam, kind of for the same reason for Merab, but like they're just so stone cold, the Russians.
Yeah.
And then John Jones. I mean, dominance is terrifying. The man has never been bested.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Are you guys ready for mine?
Yes.
Yeah. Jessica Andrade. It's not an RJ list. About the future Mrs. Clifford on my list. Justin Gaethje, because he's absolutely insane, but he knows it. Like, he has a bloodlust, and he understands how dangerous that is, but he still jumps into that end of the pool. Alex Pereira, I remember when we used to do the walkouts for quick hits, and we walked out of that corner, and we're just like, there was an aura of sinister, insane around that man. Like what I did here with number 2, Khamzat Rakhmonov.
Did you just marry them?
I married them together.
I
put them together. I feel like the scariest thing ever is you put those two together, Chimaev and Rakhmonov.
Yeah.
And number 1, John Jones. He's dangerous in the cage, dangerous at pressers, streets of Albuquerque, you name it. Dangerous everywhere. No part of the place where you can be with John Jones is not
RJ
scary.
wins the argument. RJ wins.
He's usually pretty good. And he tries to be a little different, too. And it always works out.
We like
for
that
RJ.
about him.
He's smart.
Very unique.
That's what makes him
I married
so good.
2 men on my list. That's my
Crowning
contribution.
achievement.
I don't think either of them would
Yeah,
approve of that.
They're very open-minded, I'm sure both
I'm
of
going to
them.
leave that there. We do have a guest,
I
our
wouldn't
first
say that.
interviewee of the UFC 295 weigh-in show. He is also one of the few people at Serra-Longa whose name that Chris Weidman can pronounce. Matt Frevola is with us now.
Steamroller Frevola.
There he is.
What up? What up?
Hey,
What's up, brother?
Matt, you got 3 guys on your team getting ready for this card. Does it make it easier when you have other guys going through exactly what you're going through during camp?
Definitely. You know, the energy in the gym has just been amazing. And, you know, I'm fighting a southpaw, and Nas is a southpaw, so me and Nas have been sparring all camp. Just iron sharpens iron. And the energy in the gym with all 3 of us has been unreal.
So correct me if I'm wrong, 3 straight first-round finishes, and I believe this is your 3rd straight fight in the tri-state area. So you're not even having to jump on a plane for these fights. This is easy street, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. You know, whenever the UFC comes to the Northeast, I think they know that they got to put the steamroller on the card. So I'm pumped to be fighting at Madison Square Garden now for the 3rd time. And, you know, every time I fight at the Garden, I bring my A game. So I'm excited to do it again.
Yo, Frevola, everyone's been talking about this big chip on your shoulder. And I found out what it actually stems from. Your dad has told you since you were a little kid that your brother was always a better athlete than you. Is that why you have this chip on your shoulder?
I mean, yeah, you could say that. You know, I'm a competitor always. And my brother is a pretty good athlete.
Is he better?
I think that, I mean, he's not better at football. He's not better at football. And he's not better at wrestling.
I heard you sucked at baseball.
No, I was good at baseball. Come on.
I mean, listen, Dad, I don't think your dad would shoot you down like that. And, bro, why do you come at me talking about my farts and yoga? Like, that's a little uncalled for, man. I mean, there's millions of people watching right now.
I mean, you know, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, man, when you're really trying to touch your toes and, you know, you're going to hold it for a couple of minutes, sometimes things come out.
Yeah. That's crazy. Matt, so when you are done now with the weigh-in, that's always the hard part. You weigh in, you get some rest. What do you and the boys do now? Do you guys actually go and walk around the city, kind of taking the energy of being at home and getting ready to protect the house, like you said?
Good question.
No, I don't. I'm going up to the room. I'm gonna finish my rehydration. I do it right down to the T, what Charles tells me to do. I got my brother on the timer. I've got my shake right here. I'm drinking my next shake for 30 minutes, and I'm having breakfast at 10:30. And that's going to be glorious. I'm going to have eggs. I'm going to have a nice egg omelet. I'm going to have some toast, some potatoes, maybe some pancakes, some avocado, some hot sauce, some salt, some pepper. Oh, yeah. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Is all that like in that moment when you're starting to feel better and the mind's getting clear, are you still thinking Benoit Saint-Denis the whole time? Or are you thinking the food? And then you start to shift the mindset to, now I'm not as depleted anymore. Let's start focusing on this fight. Let's get ready for this guy that's going to be standing across from me.
Yeah, you know, like once I'm eating, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to enjoy this breakfast with my team, with my family, and then I'm going to head up to my room, and I fall asleep. My body just like goes down to digest, and then when I wake up from that nap, I just kind of smile, and I'm like, all right, there's one thing left to do, and that's what we do best, and that's go in there and fight this guy. So, you know, it's all the hard stuff is over with, and all I got to do is go in there and fight this guy for 15 minutes if he's worthy, and I can't wait. That's what I do best.
He's going to be one of the top 5 scariest people in the UFC.
I know, in this moment. There's like,
that was a little psycho.
Matt, there's like an energy and a joy emanating off of you, which we don't often see on the weigh-in show. What is it about this matchup with Benoit Saint-Denis that just puts that smile on your face? Because it seems like you're genuinely looking forward to a fight that a lot of people think could be an all-out war.
Yeah, you know, I have a worthy opponent, and that's all you could ask for is a worthy opponent. I got another true warrior that's going to share the octagon with me, and a lot of people think this guy's going to beat me up again, and I love that. You know, they always doubt me, and I love it, and I love proving them wrong. And you know, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm in the prime of my life. The time is now. And I'm ready. I'm ready for this challenge. I'm ready to fight this guy, and then eat a chocolate croissant with him afterwards.
I love that, and the fact that both of you guys have served in the military. You're fighting on Veterans Day at Madison Square Garden, but on this special day that means so much to so many. How do you embrace that? How do you wrap your head around that?
It's a dream come true. You know, I talk to a lot of my buddies that are still in the Army, and I tell them that I'm fighting on Veterans Day, and they're fired up. I'm dedicating this fight to all the veterans out there, all the brave men and women that have served our country and fought for our freedom. And it's just a dream come true to be able to do that. And then to have an opponent that's also a French veteran is even better. You know, we have 2 warriors, and I've met him fight week 2. He's a respectful guy, but I know in that cage, you know, he's gonna come at me, just like I'm gonna come at him, and we're gonna put on a great fight for the fans, and it's gonna be a good one.
It is going to be a war between 2 soldiers, Steamroller, Frevola. Everything's on point. The beard's looking good. The hair's sharp. Good luck. Can't wait to see you step into the octagon here at Madison Square Garden tomorrow, my friend.
Yeah, thank you guys. Nice talking to you guys.
Yes, sir. Good
Thanks,
luck,
Matt.
buddy.
All right, that is Steamroller
Later.
Frevola. 2 men share a common bond in Benoit Saint-Denis and Matt Frevola. It is the service to their country. Here's a deeper look at these 2.
Fighting at Madison Square Garden, fighting Benoit Saint-Denis on the 30th anniversary of the UFC, and also on Veterans Day means the world to me. I'm coming out there to represent the American people, and to be fighting on Veterans Day especially, fighting for those men and women who honor our country, who serve our country, against another French veteran. These are the fights I live for. I've always been drawn to serving a higher purpose. I love this country. I love the freedoms that men and women sacrifice to fight for. And fighting on Veterans Day means the world. I'm gonna be walking out with that American flag, and I'm gonna be proud of it.
I was a member of the French SAS, so it's equivalent to the Delta Forces or the Navy SEALs. I always wanted to be part of the Special Forces. I can compare it a little bit to professional athletes. It's a way to be a warrior and to live a warrior philosophy. At 19 years of age, I was doing war, and I'm still doing it, but with a pair of gloves and inside the UFC octagon. Matt Frevola will be representing the pride of his country, and I will be representing the pride of my country. And whoever wins is going to be a win for the veterans.
The brave men and women who serve our country, it means the world that they can go out there and make those sacrifices so the American people, so we can pursue our dreams, we can have our freedom. And I'll do anything I can to honor them.
All right, next fighter to weigh in, the other man around whom this pay-per-view was built, the former UFC light heavyweight champion and now #1 ranked contender, Jiri Prochazka.
You know what's interesting is we talk about the short road for his opponent. This is just the 4th fight in the UFC for Jiri. And, of course, the first one back after that brutal shoulder injury.
He's only fought 3 times.
Yeah, other than Michael Chandler, I can't think of someone. I'm sure there's someone else, but
204.2, the official weight for Jiri Prochazka.
I mean,
he's such an interesting dude.
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing? Like, everything he does with his hands, his head, like it means something. It's like he's getting power.
He just lives like he's a martial artist.
Yeah.
It's like he just is a martial artist and everything, and the way he thinks, the way he approaches fighting, it's everything with this guy. And the most impressive thing about Prochazka is how he just was ready, right? All the fights in Ryzen
Yeah.
prepared him to not need a long time. This guy fought Nemkov, who's a phenomenal fighter, beat King Mo, who's a phenomenal fighter. When he beat King Mo, he had already lost to him in a tournament, came back and beat him.
What happened in that fight with King Mo?
He knocked Mo out the second time.
Damn.
Dude, he beat, and look at these, the fights that he's won have aged so well because these guys have gone on to become world champions in other places. He got here ready now, and that's why he's in this position in only his fourth fight.
One of his last ones was against CB Dalloway too.
He
wasn't
beat
it?
Dalloway right before he beat Dalloway, he beat someone else. Or right after Dalloway,
yeah, like
he beat
it was a
another guy
list
that
of
was in the
really,
UFC.
it was a list of really good names, which is why he's in the spot that he is, and I think that experience combined with just the way that he fights. I mean, it's really tough to prepare for a guy with that much creativity.
Muhammad.
He beat Mo. He beat CB Dalloway. But then he beat somebody else like that was in the UFC. Maldonado, who was in the UFC. So many guys. He beat everybody before he even got here.
So I want to ask...
And Volkan Ozdemir in his debut.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Weidman, when you're coming back from an injury, and we always talk about ring rust. Some guys believe in ring rust. Some guys don't believe in ring rust. But how long does it take for you to say, okay, I'm into the fight, where you're not thinking about it?
Yeah, so this last fight, I was off for 2.5 years, came back. The whole first round, I was like, just kind of getting the feel of being back in there. And then as the fight went on, second round, I felt like, all right, I'm comfortable here again. At that point, my other leg was already fractured, so it was a tough one. But I think I always said ring rust is not real because I'm the one coming off the surgeries and stuff like that, and you don't want to overthink that, and you don't want it to be real. But at the end of the day, like when you have that much time off, there's a lot of question marks that develop, and you might be able to push it out for the entirety of your recovery and however long you're out. But once you're in that octagon, those question marks are hard to keep out of your head.
Are the question marks about your injury, or are they just about being here again as a whole and not having your timing? And
yeah, so I think it's a combination. And this last one for me, I noticed right away he started leg kicking me, and usually if someone leg kicks me, I'm going to kick back. And I thought I was going to be able to, and I was doing it in sparring, and then I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't throw it.
Yeah, your mind wouldn't let you.
It just was like, no, that what could happen here.
The longest I went between fights was 9 months. I fought in 2015. I fought 3 times. I fought Jones, and I fought Rumble, then I fought against Gustafsson. And by that third fight, I was so comfortable going into the octagon. It was like just normal. Like it's just another day in the office. And then I said, guys, I need a break. I'm going to wait until next summer. I fought Anderson Silva. I was in the locker room scared. Like it was the first time I had ever fought. 9 months was all it took for me to lose that, where I was like, you can walk me to this octagon every month and I will not feel anything. No fear, no worry. I know I'll be prepared. 9 months later, I was in the back, like almost like shaking because it had been time and I wasn't as calloused to going in there. And I think that's where the ring rust comes. Because it's in your mind. Maybe you're still as good of a fighter, but in your mind, you're like, I haven't done this for a long time. Like, what if something changed? 9 months.
Even if you've had big fights and if you have a ton of fights, if you take a long time off, you kind of feel like you're a new guy in there. Like you feel
crazy.
A little uncomfortable.
The world champion in the locker room fighting the guy on 2 days' notice, and I'm back there like, oh my goodness. What's what happened?
Like, it was only 9 months. It was only 9 months away.
9 months was all it took for me to kind of lose that. I can go in there every week.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Matt Frevola, Benoit Saint-Denis, we talked about those two, both serving or have served in the military. Going to be a great fight. It brought us to this little game that we're going to play, soldier or civilian. Okay, I'm going to give you a name, and you're going to tell me if he was a soldier or they were a soldier, or just put S or C on your card.
So if he was ever in the military or not?
Yeah, yeah. Soldier or civilian, S or C.
Okay.
All right. Did they teach that at Hofstra?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
In New York, they do it different.
Yeah.
They say
they spell civilian finesse.
Okay,
So.
here we go. Number one, soldier or civilian? Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson, soldier or civilian?
I was actually he's with Goggins now, so I don't know if that was.
He's working.
Does that count?
Civilian. You are all correct. Tony Ferguson was not in the military.
I just guessed.
He is being put through the paces by Goggins, throwing up off the treadmill. All right, Randy Couture, soldier or civilian? Randy Couture. Flip him.
He tried to cheat. Chris cheated.
Yes, he was a soldier.
Oh, he did. He was in the
correct.
U.S. Athletic Athlete Program.
Oh, Greco-Roman.
Yeah,
that's right.
Joe,
but that's not really a soldier.
Stevenson.
I
Joe
agree.
Stevenson. Soldier or civilian? Joe Stevenson.
I'm going to
Joe
do
Daddy?
a lot of guessing on this.
Oh, you flip him.
I mean, why say his name if he's not a soldier?
Joe Daddy, no. No.
That was a tricky one. That was tricky.
Sorry, Chris.
Okay, you guys should get this one. Neil Magny. Neil Magny, soldier or civilian?
You know this.
All right, flip him.
Damn it.
Yes, he was a soldier. You were so confident, Weidman. Jorge Rivera.
Okay, got you.
Famous Michael Bisping opponent. Jorge Rivera, did he spit on him? Did he not? Can't really remember that.
Oh, yeah, I do remember.
Jorge Rivera? So
soldier or civilian? Jorge Rivera, he is a soldier, yes.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was random enough where I was like, why would they put him on this
I
list?
needed that.
Chris, you needed that one.
That was big.
Okay.
Back in.
Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev. Soldier, civilian.
No copying.
Oh, he's looking at yours the whole time. Do you got to hold it really close to the chest?
No, I didn't.
All right, flip him.
He looked.
Soldier, no.
Doesn't it just feel like you should be one?
Yeah, he's kind of like
Jonathan Pierce. Jonathan Pierce.
JCP.
JSP, yes, no, or yes. Soldier or civilian? Civilian.
Dang it.
Never been a soldier.
I literally just guessed.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Tim Crater. You have some catching up to do.
I know
It's
Tim Crater is.
4-4-2
I know Tim Crater is.
Oh, yeah, me too. Louisiana, right?
Soldier,
Yeah,
civilian.
Louisiana.
Flip it. Yes, he was a soldier.
Let's go. All right, I'm picking up.
Hell of a
Wait,
tattoo.
why did Laura
Hell of
just
a
get an
tattoo.
extra point?
Because I just got it right.
Oh, I thought you had a C.
Mirko Krokop. Soldier, civilian. Flip him. Yes, he was a soldier.
Let's go.
DC.
Dude, I'm falling off.
Okay, I'm
Scott
tired with
Holtzman.
DC.
Scott Holtzman. Soldier, civilian. Yay or nay? Hot sauce. Here we go.
All these guys are such badasses. I feel
And
like they
a
all
former
should
hockey player. No, he was not. So you were all correct. He was a civilian. Ricky Glenn. Ricky Glenn.
Oh,
Soldier or civilian? You guys are just all guessing at this point.
stop cheating, man.
All right, flip him. No, Ricky Glenn was not.
Dang it.
Jared Cannonier. Has Jared Cannonier served in the military? Is he a soldier or a civilian?
Laura's killing this,
served a lot of weight classes.
He has 3.
Yo, he's
know
looking
this.
at what
You
your
know
hand
this.
does and he's copying it.
I was done
He was a soldier
Oh, wow.
up in
We
Alaska.
could have got points.
Had
on
no
that.
idea.
Jake Ellenberger. Jake Ellenberger, soldier or civilian. This is the last one.
Oh, it's over. What are we doing here?
Yay or nay? Once again, Jake Ellenberger, yes. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jake.
Sanka wins.
Are we
again.
done?
Sanka wins again.
No big surprise here. That was more competitive actually than I thought.
Respectable.
Why is this such a theme of the show that I win the first one, then I get obliterated for the last?
Well, because
rest of them?
then athletic greatness and excellence comes into it.
Athletic things start happening.
Besides MMA.
I haven't seen Chris in a while. He's pitted out. I feel like you need to
Pit it out.
You are pitted
You are
out.
pitting, my guy.
All right, what am I doing? I'm spinning this
Do we have
thing.
some Modelo's, RJ? Yeah. It's about that time.
You have a problem.
I know. It's
We're
early.
Still drinking that?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's the end of the year,
Chris needs to cool off, dude. You're sweating your
What?
pits off.
I like it.
Are we good to go?
I love it.
We good?
Can you raise your hands? Can this be?
This is also from Costco. I'd love a sponsorship.
You're starting to get like stripes.
It's actually
Is it
going
really?
down.
Is it really?
It's not Costco.
Oh, I was going to say.
I would like a sponsorship.
Dan was excited.
The
He wanted one.
I had to say, I don't believe he's buying all his gear from
You're
Costco.
starting to get like the underpit
Hey,
or the underpack.
I'm embarrassed about it. Can we not talk about it anymore?
How's his lower back?
Sarah, could you bring Chris a shirt?
Shocker.
What's a? Oh, shocker. That says shucker. The O is.
All right, what do I got to hold this thing?
Yeah.
You've never done this?
You haven't done this?
Really? Get ready to
I feel like
What do I do?
everybody does
All right.
this.
Very simple. You hold one
Sarah,
of these.
could you bring Chris a shirt?
Okay. And then we
For
turn
the
it
interim
on.
UFC heavyweight title, the fourth-ranked
Hang on.
heavyweight
What's
contender.
happening?
Just hold it.
Tell me what to do.
Hold on.
Don't be a pussy.
What am I supposed to do?
Just hold on. Just chill.
And then what?
Just relax.
Just wait. Just wait.
You're like those European.
Hold on.
Wait.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Just relax. You're doing great. You're
Just
doing
hold
great.
it.
Tom Aspinall's getting
And so
ready to weigh in.
eventually he's going to shock me.
He's waiting for this game to be over.
Please.
You're who Jiri was.
Oh, my God.
Tom Aspinall's going to be fine. He's in shape. Dude still got his sweats on.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. That scared me.
261.6.
Nice.
261. That's actually
Tom Aspinall.
Yo,
big.
you know what's cool about him is his dad is his head coach. His dad got Aspinall into martial arts as a young kid because he was into jiu-jitsu. And, he stayed as a head coach. He quit his fruitful business that he started to pursue Aspinall. No, not Aspinall. His dad decided to just focus on being his head coach.
Yeah.
Just focus on his
They
head
have an amazing relationship.
I'd like to focus on the replay of when you got shocked for the first time. Can we take another look at that, guys? Do we have that? Can we cue it up?
Yeah, he was bad.
Because you look like a 6-year-old.
Did you see Yuri's interview the other day where he talked about all the European pussy men's?
Hey, DC, hold on, I'm sorry to cut you off, but have you been bored? Because you've just been like,
I was actually watching the weigh-in.
No,
I swear to God, I was watching. Look at me, I was watching the weigh-in. Like, go back to the replay. I was actually watching the weigh-in.
Hold on a minute. Let's look at this again.
Look at me. I'm looking at the weigh-in screen.
I don't think so.
I promise
he doesn't care about this.
Just watch. I'm watching.
Look at it.
Yo, you look.
Oh,
what the hell is
I'm
that?
having right now.
Yo, waving your breath at me too. That's disgusting.
He even rolled his eyes at the end of it.
That was the first one. Here's the second one.
You guys are so ridiculous.
This guy did not sleep last night.
Wake up, dude.
I slept.
That's what Hans did to your face last night.
What were you doing?
Smothered you.
Oh my God, what is happening?
This is incredible.
I'm really not that tired.
Yo, what the hell is that?
I'm not that
His eyes
tired.
rolled back into his head. And then he pretends like he's paying
That's
attention.
someone talking where he's just like.
Yeah.
I was actually listening. I don't know why I'm yawning like that. I was just in the middle trying to get Chris a shirt. He said, I'm trying to hook you up, and you're being like that.
What are you talking about? What'd you do? You
I've
give
been
me a
texting
different
trying to
shirt?
get you a different T-shirt.
I appreciate that.
It's not good, man.
I'm just going to wear it. That's it. I'm pitted. I never even heard that before.
Hey, dude, I hear this random voice in my ear constantly. Like, could somebody tell him to shut up? Who let the assistant in the truck work? Somebody let the assistant in the truck work.
Cody is the man, all right?
Oh, it's Cody.
Yeah.
It's Cody.
Oh, I keep hearing
Cody
some
is the
random
man.
voice.
Don't
I'm like,
you
what
come
is
at
going
Cody.
on,
That's
man?
my boy.
Cody. That's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cody.
All right, so we just saw Tom Aspinall weigh in. We got a couple of European heavyweights that are going for the interim title. Let's take a look at top 5 UFC European heavyweights of all time. DC, are you still yawning or are you
No,
awake?
bro, like somebody messing with me. Bro, like they put the top 5 European heavyweights in mine to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like something like that would really bug me. Like, what is happening?
That's bad.
I feel like somebody
I know.
spiked
5 to 8.
DC's drink with something. All right, Weidman, let's start with you. Top 5 UFC European heavyweights.
All right, in no order. We got Alistair Overeem. Just his culmination of work from kickboxing, then coming to the UFC, becoming a UFC champion.
By the way, make yourself at home. I mean, you're just, what are you doing here?
Bro, I'm trying to, cool down a little bit here. Just relax. I think I was tense. This Kirkland coat, hashtag Costco, was a little bit too warm. So I got to cool down.
Gotcha. Go.
Relaxing. All right. Bas Rutten, UFC champion. He had 14 knockouts in a row. He had 16 kickboxing fights, 14 knockouts in a row. So he's up there. He's the man. Crow Cop, and this is another one, his culmination, not really for what he's did in the UFC, but just his overall full body of work from Pride to kickboxing and then to the UFC. Andrei Arlovski, another UFC champ, gone. You know, he's newer, but what he's accomplished at this point is super impressive for a European heavyweight.
What is he laughing at?
No, because like his list, like I just know my list is trash, bro.
Your list is trash?
Your list is trash. What did you?
I have a good one.
There aren't that many of them.
No, my list
There
is
really are not
trash.
that many of them.
I bet Stefan Struve. I was thinking about putting him in there.
Above Pavlovich and Aspinall, you would put Stefan Struve?
Yeah, those guys are new. Those guys are new. How long did Stefan Struve? How long was he in the UFC?
It's not longevity.
He
It literally says
Miocic.
top.
He beat Stipe Miocic, and I love Stipe, so I don't want to say it twice. He beat Stipe Miocic.
Say it. Who did he beat?
Stipe Miocic.
Okay. Is this my list?
Yeah,
This is
you're
my
up,
list.
Seiko.
All right. Andrei Arlovski, obvious reasons, 2 title defenses, the longevity's crazy. Boss Rutten, obviously was a champion, also went down, so a couple different weight classes there. You have to put Cyril Gahn. There really are not that many European heavyweights. What is that look on your face?
Dude, you don't have to say you have to put Cyril Gahn.
He has a belt, and not that many European men do.
And
the
he's
heavyweight
only
division.
lost to Francis Ngannou and John Jones.
And John Jones, like that's pretty good.
I know.
And then Alistair Overeem, and I had a tie between Pavlovich and Aspinall because we don't have the answer yet from this weekend. What is your deal? What is going on?
I think he's
You're
been
laughing
drugged.
about your list.
No, the problem is, yes, like he said, you have to put Cyril Gahn, and I'm like, I know.
Did you
but
not?
he's not on my list.
Did you have to look up where Europe is?
I could not believe this. I don't have Boss Rutten either.
What?
Oh, my
that's
God.
messed up. You
It's
can't
bad.
disrespect Boss like
Look
that.
at my list. Alistair Krokop, Pavlovich, Aspinall, and Struve. I don't have Cyril Gahn or Boss Rutten.
Yeah, that's bad.
That
Or
is bad.
Arlovski.
I don't have Arlovski on there
You don't have Andrei
Oh, my
Arlovski.
God. What happened?
Who did this list for you?
Dude, you know what's crazy?
And they're probably 20
You know what's
years
really
old.
crazy? I got an email like, you're the first. It's unbelievable. From the producers, like, you're first. Unreal that you're...
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Bro,
I award you
bad.
no points and may God have mercy
an amazing
on your
drop.
I have to start the next game -1. That's
was
that
bad.
bad.
That was bad.
No, I don't even have Arlovski on there. Cyril
Did you even
Gahn,
remember Krokop was in the
or
UFC?
I mean, I did remember Krokop was there, but then I was like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
bad.
a bad
It's too
list.
bad Fedor never got to have you.
And then I put Stefan Struve before everybody.
The good
Stefan Struve
news,
is the
the
man.
good news is, after we were all dragged into the depths of DC's misery on that list, now we can get smarter with Stefania Bell, our senior injury analyst, because we have a lot
I'm kind
of
of
stuff
excited for this segment,
that
actually.
we need to talk about. Stefania, we just saw Tom Aspinall. Welcome to the show, by the way, for the first time.
Stefania!
It's my pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I'm not having as much fun as you guys are, at least not yet.
Well, next time we'll have you here, and then you can have fun and take part in all the silliness that's going on here on the official UFC weigh-in show. But let me ask you about Tom Aspinall, because you are the injury expert. He's coming off that knee injury. He's fought once, but hasn't really been tested. It was a torn MCL, torn meniscus. He stretched the ACL in July of 2022. How long does it take to be 100% fully recovered from an injury of that sort?
Well, like with all of these injuries, it really is specific to the individual. And, you know, when you're talking about UFC, you have to look at their history because it's all the trauma from everything that comes previous to whatever it is that takes them out. That factors into it. Now, in Aspinall's case, one of his challenges was he had so much swelling in his knee that they actually went in and scoped it to look at it and said, you know, we got to wait to do the actual repair, to do the surgery until you have more motion. That's not surprising. We see that sometimes because you can't participate in the rehab effectively if the swelling is hindering your motion, and that can impair your healing process. So that is part of what took extra time for him. And again, it's a knee that's had a lot of trauma before he ultimately suffered that injury where he had to have the MCL and the meniscus repaired. Most fighters, as the guys up there will tell you, have meniscus damage in their knees from the trauma of what they do every single time they enter the octagon. But to answer your question, typically, 4 to 6 months is about where you would expect to see a guy get back to 100%. He fought in July. We know it was quick. What was it, 1 minute, 13 seconds? So people say, well, he wasn't really tested. That's probably a benefit to him because he just gets to put in the extra time rehabbing and training for the next one.
Okay, Stefania, Jiri Prochazka had a brutal shoulder injury. They say it's one of the worst they have seen in the UFC, a torn labrum, had surgery before Christmas. For him, this is his first fight back. What can we expect in terms of strength in that shoulder?
Well, everything I've heard is that he is 100%. There are no issues there. And you're right about the nature of the injury. The question is how much of it happened at that time. We know that he had a traumatic dislocation. So whenever the shoulder is forced out of the joint against your will, basically, it's going to take out anything that's in its way. So he had what we call a full thickness rotator cuff tear, tore right through the rotator cuff, 2 of the tendons, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and they're responsible not only for lifting your arm, and if you were in a throwing sport, if you were a pitcher, this would be career threatening. But they're also just responsible for stabilizing your shoulder in the joint, as is the labrum. Again, most fighters will tell you that they've had torn labrums, that they've fought through and continue to fight through, but it can get progressively worse every time it's aggravated. So not only did he have this traumatic dislocation that took all of that out, also had some AC joint swelling, which is like right at the point, the top of your shoulder, but he had it reduced spontaneously at the gym, which means that somebody else tried to help put the shoulder back into place. Sometimes there's a question about whether that's a great idea because you can certainly create more damage putting it back in, but it's hard to know what happened when. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It all had to get fixed. And then for a fighter, the challenge is not just getting your range of motion, your strength back, but knowing that someone's going to go for that arm, that it can be stretched, bent, twisted every direction and not be at threat of immediately redislocating. So the mental part, the apprehension of knowing that you're past that, nobody's going to do damage to it, hard to get past it till you're in the octagon again. But from a strength standpoint, I'm told he looks fantastic.
Well, speaking of getting bent and stretching, John Jones tears his pectoral muscle. And that's the first thing I'm thinking about, right? Like he's had surgery. It was a successful surgery. Dana White mentioned 8 months. For John, when you look at the rehab, what do you expect in terms of time frame for rehab, and when can he start training? When can he start, bending that arm and using that actual pectoral muscle post-surgery?
Well, he'll start immediately with rehab. Like he's already doing work with it. He had surgery with Dr. Neil Elatrash, who's absolutely one of the best surgeons in the world. And there are several kinds of pec tears that you can have. One's in the muscle itself, and usually you leave those alone. But when you do what he did, what John Jones did, which is you get that muscle torn away from the bone, you call it an avulsion. You're literally pulling the tendon off the bone. The challenge is there's not a good blood supply there. So you have it repaired back down, but you have to allow that tissue to heal. And you want to allow, when they go in for surgery to repair it, they actually are creating a little bleeding at the site so that it will help repair the tendon. You need that to be well healed and to know that it's secure before you start getting into positions that would threaten it like you do with fighting. Again, we see this injury a lot in the NFL, linebackers, pass rushers, because they take their arm out and it gets stretched back, and that's how they pull the tendon off the bone. Easy to see how that could happen in the octagon. If you get your arm pulled behind you in any direction, that pec can be at risk. The difference when you're going back to a lot of those other sports is you can put a harness on. You can do something to control what the motion is. But when you're in the octagon, you're fully exposed. So you have to anticipate somebody's going to try and get your arm. If you can get to John Jones that quickly, usually you can't. But if you can get their arm behind them and get them in extreme range, that's where it's the most vulnerable. And for that reason, it's longer coming back to the octagon than it would be for just about any other sport. That said, he's made it clear that he intends to get back as quickly as he can. If you're looking at the calendar, he had surgery in October. You're thinking, 4 to 6 months before you can start really resuming heavier training, maybe 6 to 8 months to fight. I'm looking at maybe July, fight week. That could be a really, ideal time for him. Could be a good setup for the UFC too.
International fight week could be fun, no doubt about it. So from John Jones to Conor McGregor we go. He's coming back from that devastating knee injury, or leg injury rather. I mean, his foot was backwards last time we saw him in the octagon. Is back in the testing pool. Anything you can glean from what he's been going through and when we can expect to see Conor back in there fully healthy?
Yeah, my understanding is that he's really ready to go. This is just a matter of getting through the testing. As can happen with these injuries, you got a guy up there who can tell you even a little bit more about it in detail. But the main issue is getting the bones to heal initially from the fracture. And sometimes there's a delay in that. It can take a while for that bone to repair itself. And then you have to be comfortable on it before you can get back to full-blown training. There are no limitations on him right now. He's ready to go. It's just a matter of getting through the testing process. So as soon as that happens, McGregor should be able to return. No limitations.
Well, we are all looking forward to that, and looking forward to having you on the weigh-in show again. Stefania, thanks so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, we're shedding a little light on the injury situation for some of the biggest names in the UFC. And here is Mackenzie Dern stepping to the stage now.
Mackenzie Dern looking to really show that she is still a contender in this weight class. If you listen to what she has said, although she has gone through some personal things.
115.6, the official weight for Mackenzie Dern.
115.6 for Mackenzie. Although she's gone through some personal changes, she is as ready as she's ever been. Feels like she is now ready to make a run at a championship fight like so many have thought she would have done before.
Competing for the interim heavyweight title, the number 2 ranked contender, Sergey Pavlovich.
Here he is. It looks like the Terminator every time he steps in the octagon, Sergey Pavlovich.
I can't get over how long his reach is.
How long is it?
Unbelievable. Same thing as John Jones.
It's
84.
80 plus.
84 inches.
And how tall is he?
His hands are
259.8, the official weight for Sergey Pavlovich.
I think he's 6'4", I'm sorry, but 84 inches, that's crazy.
Is he scary when you talk to him? Is he nice?
He's nice. He's
too smiley.
6'3", but no, he's nice. He's nice. He's scary because of the way he fights.
And Aspinall's 6'5".
Yeah, Aspinall's actually taller.
So, man.
But 6-inch reach difference between them.
Sergey's got the reach advantage.
He big advantage, yeah.
What did he weigh in at? Do we know? Did we hear that?
Sergey?
I was probably yapping.
We'll find. Senko wouldn't stop talking.
I mean, that's what we're here for.
But
no one else was talking, so I was trying to fill.
Good job.
Thank you.
260 pounds, okay.
And
he was actually heavier than Sergey, yeah?
Aspinall was 261.
Huh.
Wait, Tom
Aspinall was 261
Was he 261
today.
or 258?
Wow.
He was 261.
I think it was 261, which is the heaviest he's ever been, right? And again, he gets this fight on short notice, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Kind of like 2 weeks ago. Is that good or is that bad? You're the guy who's had to bounce around in between weight classes and deal with all that stuff.
Short time, you don't get to lose the weight. When I fought here on short notice, I weighed 250. I never weighed 250 from the moment I started my career. But it's like, it is really just a number on the scale. If you trained, you just haven't had the time to get the weight off that you lose during training camp. Because even at heavyweight, you're going to lose some weight. If you start at 265, even if you only lose 10 pounds, you'll be 255, you'll burn off all that extra, right? They call it a winter coat. You know, the heavyweights got a little winter coat that we put on outside of fight camp. You might even lose that. It's only 10 pounds. So, yeah, he's a little heavier, but it's a number on the scale. Let's see how he moves around, being that's such a big part of his game with the extra weight.
But he was 258 in his last fight. It was the fights previous to that where he was 252. So, right, he went...
And he said he went out of his way to really focus on strength and conditioning coming off of the injury before his last fight. So to me, I think it's the muscle. It's just probably just a little bit of. I mean, you guys at heavyweight wake up.
He probably ate breakfast.
Float 6 pounds.
If he didn't eat breakfast,
10
he'd probably
pounds
be
to
a little
someone
light.
my size is lot of weight. But for you guys, that's nothing. I don't think it makes a difference at all.
And also, like, he has trained at that weight.
Yeah.
So he's going to feel like he does in training right now. So I don't think it's that big a deal.
The question is not the weight, but how good of a shape he's in. If this fight goes a little bit longer than the first round.
He said he can go 25 minutes, no problem, the other day. Aspinall said.
I mean, he trains with Tyson. He spars with Tyson Fury. He trains with Rico Verhoeven.
With Verhoeven, yep.
Yeah. I mean, he trains with the two best heavyweight, champions in kickboxing and boxing.
Yeah.
So he has that under the belt, confidence-wise. So going into a fight like this on short notice, it's going to be, he's definitely got confidence, but in that heavyweight division, one shot is all it takes.
Well, and is anybody's confidence?
I don't imagine this is going into the 5th round.
Yeah, well, is anybody's confidence?
Second round.
I don't. Not, yeah.
Yeah.
Almeida Lewis.
You said that about Almeida Lewis.
No, I didn't say it.
Don't Alan Joban this.
Everybody thought that.
Everybody
thought
I don't
that.
think it's possible.
We were there and had to watch that whole thing. Okay, so in terms of confidence, is anybody's confidence higher than Sergey Pavlovich right now? He's had 6 straight first-round finishes. One more, that would be 7 straight. He would have the record for second most all-time behind Royce Gracie with 11 straight back in the early days of the UFC. So that just got us thinking about streaks, right? Top 3 most impressive streaks or records in UFC history. DC, we're going to start with you. Hopefully you have a better list this time.
I do. This time it's better.
Oh.
All right.
Editing?
Number 1, number 3, I have Sergey's knockouts. Let me tell you why this is so impressive. You don't get to go to work for 5 minutes every time.
Yeah.
He is knocking guys out, the best heavyweights in the world, in under 5 minutes. That is as impressive as they come. It doesn't happen. In boxing, it does, not in mixed martial arts. At number 2, I got Max Holloway's run to the title and combined. I don't know why they didn't put that. They always make me a bitter Betty.
Jerome?
But I said Jones's championship run, all those title fights that he won and everything, the guys he beat. But I put that too as my number 2. I don't know why they didn't put it up there. But Max is running the title.
Didn't you just write it on your card?
Yeah, it's on your card. It's on your card.
Yeah, Max is running the title. Max is running.
It's on there.
He edited it when he realized how ridiculous
The printer
it
must
would
have went
look
crazy.
Max
to not put that down.
Max, I can't believe these guys do this to me. Max is running the championship. He won 12 in a row before he came to champ. Jones winning all those titles. Absolutely. At number 1, Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva. I mean, there's nothing like that. That's impossible to do. You have a championship, Chris, and you and I have had belts, and we've defended them. It's hard to defend it a couple times. To defend it 10 times in a row and win 16 in a row to start a career. Kamaru Usman is as good as they come, and he got beat right before he got to what Anderson did.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, we going to my list now? I'm over that one.
He wasn't even listening.
All right,
Great,
yeah, bro,
okay.
come on, this is about me right now. All right, in order, the first one I'm going with, so from 3 to 1, I'm going with Khabib going undefeated. I mean, for him, I know he didn't fight the best guys in the world coming up before the UFC, but the fact that he retired undefeated is something that no one's ever really done before. So you got to put that as that streak. And I'm surprised you didn't put Khabib being an AKA guy.
I have to stop doing that on every list I do.
Yeah. So you don't think he deserves to be in the top 3?
Oh, it's the greatest streak of all time.
Okay.
But I
Is
can't
it though?
forgot it. He
Oh,
forgot it.
absolutely.
And then I'm going to go Anderson, 16-fight win streak, 10 title defenses. I mean, what he did and the way he did it specifically is what sets him apart from almost everybody else. The number one.
There's a trivia question as to who ended that win streak.
Yeah.
I wonder who did that.
I wonder who did that.
Yeah, I don't know. Can we get it? Can we get that on the trivia?
I bet he's a really sweaty guy.
I want to win. Number 1 by far. And it's funny, I was with Royce Gracie last night at the Monster Energy dinner. You were there too.
But that's not true.
I'm told, Royce Gracie had 11 straight.
That's not true.
11 straight first-round finishes.
Chris.
The next best
There was
is,
only
I think,
one round
Pavlovich.
back then.
Six.
There's only one round, Chris.
Who was he fighting?
It was a one-round fight.
And you know what's so funny?
Fighting like random
you know
dudes.
what? The ESPN guys gave me this, and I'm going with it. I talked to Royce Gracie last night. I go, I'm going to be talking about your streak you had on the weigh-in show tomorrow. And you had 11 first-round finishes? Like, what the hell? He goes, I did? Okay. I was like, you had 11, right? He goes, I don't pay attention to the round. I just fight. I'm like,
it's because there were no rounds.
Yeah, some of those first round finishes came like 13 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
There were no rounds.
That's a good point. I don't care.
Why.
11 first round finishes, the craziest streak in the history of the UFC.
In the 13th minute of a
finish. There's nothing that comes close.
How do these guys not correct him when he sends that in as his
that
list?
should be crossed off.
Your producer, the producer set you up there, bro.
They did.
Yo, I got sent this because I only did 2. And I forgot to send a third.
Next time you should do your own homework.
They hit me up and they're like, yo, this is a great one. I go, that is insane. Like, what? 11 straight first round finishes?
All right, whoever sent you that hates you, Chris.
Here's the best
Who
list.
did that to me?
That
I know you were my
we're going to have today. All right, get Weidman's off the air. There we go. All right, John Jones, 16 title fight wins. I know DC just glossed over it. Like, that's unbelievable.
I never
Anderson
lost.
Silva, 16 fight winning streak is absolutely remarkable. And by the way, when you think about how the early days of the UFC and how there was only really one round, that actually makes Sergey's record of 6 first-round finishes. It's incredible. I mean, it's incredible.
Yo, that is so disrespectful to Royce Gracie.
As good.
No disrespect, but it's a different deal. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, plus, like,
no one had ever seen, he was fighting guys with one glove, and, like, no one had seen jiu-jitsu.
He was ahead of his time.
Are you kidding? He was 170 pounds going against 300 pound men.
I'm not disrespecting Royce Gracie, trust me. But the correct list, let me start, the correct list is at number 1, John Jones. Consecutive championship fights without a loss. 16 fights. I understand Anderson Silva won 16 fights. John Jones did all of those as a championship fight. Demetrius Johnson, 11 consecutive title defenses. And then for all the reasons that are you redoing? You writing me a note here?
So you didn't put Anderson Silva in there?
I wanted to, but there were only 3. And so I felt like.
But like what he did to people, he played with them.
I know, but then this guy came along and just
until you came along.
If you get knocked out twice by the same guy, I mean, you got to be off the list, right?
I didn't knock him out. I didn't knock him out twice.
Well, you knocked his leg out.
That's not right. Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Come on, OJ.
What's he doing?
DC's passing notes over there. I wish we had a camera right over the shoulder so we could see
He almost dropped it.
RJ, you're up.
I got really, really nerdy with my list. Put it up there.
I want to tell you.
All right. Number 3.
Shevchenko.
Future Hall of Famer, Jim Miller. 16 straight years with at least 2 fights in the UFC.
Are you joking
This
right
dude,
now?
he keeps doing it.
I love Jim Miller, but that is
A future Hall of Famer, Jim Miller.
This dude does that over and over again.
You try to one up everybody.
Consistency,
He's trying to goad me into that.
longevity, and he won every single year except for 2017.
You didn't put John Jones on this list.
Dude, he's doing this whole Jim Miller thing again.
What's more impressive, John Jones's run or Max Holloway? He's absorbed 2,200 significant strikes.
That's not a streak.
He's in a streak of absorbing 2,200 significant strikes and never being knocked down. That's a streak. He's 2,200 strikes, never been knocked down. That's a streak.
John Vellante has the most strikes absorbed in the history of the UFC.
And he's never been knocked down.
No.
How about
Phil
a
Hawes broke the record for strikes landed on Deron Wynn's face, bro.
That's in one fight. And the culmination of a career, Vellante absorbed more shots than
That is a
anybody.
streak. He's never been knocked down despite that number of significant strikes. Number 1, Justin Gaethje. He's fought 7,030 consecutive seconds in the UFC, and not one of them has been boring.
All right, I will say this.
That's an insane
I will
streak.
say this: the Justin Gaethje-Michael Chandler fight's a little overstated for how fun it was.
What are you talking about? Do you remember the guy
I told him that yesterday.
Do you remember the guy we played golf with at Bayonne?
I told Gaethje yesterday. I think it's overstated for how good it was, and I don't think Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler was that good either.
I think you're crazy.
I'm dead serious. I mean, I think it's overstated. It's like we all of a sudden want to talk about how good these fights are.
All right, sexy Maxie John Castaneda, the former D2 wrestler at Minnesota State Mankato, step into the scale as we speak. He was on the first season of Dana White's Contender Series, as I'm sure you remember. Uh-oh, this is going to be close.
I'm kind of digging the digital scale.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's all going so fast.
Why is it taking so long to do that? It seemed like kind of the obvious thing.
Yo, you see why he's not holding on to anything?
Yeah. Well,
the Cormier Curtis. We can't just forget. All right, let's not just move on.
We will not forget.
Yeah. There's no towels.
It was in
nothing.
New York.
Yeah, I was on that card.
You were on that card.
It was what a shuffle the day it went,
Yeah.
man. Founding out that DC would do that. He did admit during his Hall of Fame speech that he held it down. He finally admitted it.
Yes, he did.
Everyone was, and then you got a lot of big fans. You got a lot of fans out there.
Because honesty wins, man.
Yeah.
Honesty wins.
Yeah.
I'm an honest guy.
Yeah. You weren't honest for a long time. And so that's why people hated you.
Because New York still try to come back and take your money in retrospect.
This is all we have, guys, yet to weigh in. And I think you're right, Laura. I think the digital scale is a big reason why we are operating much
lightning speed
faster than usual.
Yeah.
And
As
by
you should.
the way,
Hey, and Roosevelt Roberts, we talked to him the other day at the fighter meetings, and he said his biggest worry was the weight.
Well, it's so last minute.
So last minute, he said that's the only thing he was worried about. He understands how tough his opponent is, and he knows it's going to be a hard fight for him. But he said the weight was going to be the biggest worry, and now he's one of the last guys to step on the scale.
Why do they keep showing me every time
I noticed it.
Guys, we do have Tom Aspinall and Jiri Prochazka set to join us here on the weigh-in show as soon as they are ready and able. Until then, we're going to play a little rapid fire. That means we like to keep it quick, okay?
Quick.
All right, Sanka, we'll start with you. Main event opened up as a pick'em. It is still a pick'em as Alex... Hold on, let me double check that. Make sure it's still a pick'em.
You doing it on here?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still a pick'em.
You don't use your whiteboard for.
Nope, this is the wrong. This is the wrong card. It is still a pick'em. Hopefully, if you can help me back in the truck. Alex is a slight betting favorite. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Alex's style gives him a little bit of an edge, and his experience.
I think it's a pick'em fight. Because both these guys are very aggressive, and they both get hit, and they both swing very hard. So I think I agree with that because Jiri's been out for a long time. There's question marks with ring rust, so I agree with that.
I disagree because it's a pick'em fight. I don't think Alex should be the favorite. Chris
Don't you
just
think
glossed.
Jiri gets hit?
There's always a
Chris
favorite.
literally just glossed over the fact that you corrected it.
You don't know anything about gambling.
So
bro.
you did this. You actually the point you made you disagreed. But
No,
then you
I
said
did not. A pick'em fight is basically like minus 120, minus 110.
But Alex is the favorite, bro.
Slight. It was a pick. It started as a pick,
but it really is a pick.
It's pretty close. Yeah. Okay.
Rapid fire.
All right. Let's go on. Does the winner of Alex and Jiri finally provide clarity in the light heavyweight division, or not, with Jamal Hill still being out?
No, I think that they do for a while. I mean, first off, I think Jamal's injury is a bad one. It's going to take a minute for him to get back in there. But these two guys have the skill set to be champions for a little while, whoever gets it.
Yeah, Jiri was the champion. So even though Jamal Hill's out and he was the champion, you got to look at Jiri and think of him as a champion. So, yeah, this is for a legit 205-pound belt.
Jiri, if Jiri wins, I think it'll be like, okay, we're back to the guy that had the belt prior. It won't feel like anything changed. With Alex, there'll still be questions, right? Because people think they have styles for him that can win.
Okay. True or false, the interim heavyweight title fight goes past the first round. True or false?
True. I think they're both going to have so much respect for the skill set of the other person that I think we'll at least see a second. I think Tom's going to be really calculated and moving, and for that reason, I think we'll see the second.
Yeah,
but we will not see a finish. We'll not see the end of the fight.
Yeah, we're going to see a second round. I think there's a lot of respect there, and Aspinall moves different than anybody else that Pavlovich has fought.
Yeah.
So he's going to be moving. He's going to be very cautious, and the longer the fight goes, I think it's in Aspinall's favor. So I think it's going to keep going.
Okay, DC can't answer that question, so we're going to skip right over you. So if this does go into the second round, Chris already answered this. Who does it favor?
I think Aspinall.
Okay.
Anything past the first round favors Aspinall.
Who do you think it favors if it goes later, DC?
I don't think it's as simple as it's just to Tom's favor because
you got a nose hair.
Of all the guys, between the two, only Sergey's fought 25 minutes. Tom's never done that, so I think it's a little more clouded than people think.
Okay.
Can I pull that nose hair?
No, leave it, bro.
No, I'm helping you out. You're right there. Pull hard. Pull hard. 1, 2, 3.
Can we zoom in?
Oh,
Did you get it?
No, you missed it.
Just
it's right there. It's hanging out. There's only one.
Just let him tuck it back in. Just shove it back in.
It's so easy.
I could that back in.
Can I?
Let me tuck that. Let me tuck that over.
There's some gel in there.
Okay. All right. Let's move on from the nose hair.
Want to come up my pits nose hair? Some nose hair over here. Long ass nose hair.
Oh my God.
On TV.
I can't even believe this is on television.
Did you literally just say that?
Now he's got me digging in my nose.
Get it.
Gross. Sanko, save us here from a technical and skill aspect, all right? Not promotional value. Is the matchup we have for the interim heavyweight title a superior heavyweight fight than John Jones and Stipe was?
Better fight, yes. I think, yes.
Okay.
I'm just going to go with yes.
You know, I'd love to say it is going to be a better fight, but I don't know. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic, the greatest heavyweight of all time versus...
They said not from a because I would say that
from like a technical aspect, is it going to be a better... is it more interesting to you?
I thought the Stipe Miocic and John Jones fight was super interesting.
Okay.
Like, is Stipe going to be able to use his boxing and, you know, or is he going to use his wrestling? Is John Jones going to use his wrestling? Is it going to just be a stand-up fight? There was a lot of question marks there. With this fight, there's definitely some question marks. It's going to be interesting, but I don't know if it's on the same level as the John Jones-Stipe Miocic fight.
I mean, I'm kind of like self-conscious now. Like,
Yo, can I pull it for you?
Like,
I'll help you.
I'm like kind of looking sideways because I don't see it. Right but anyways, for me, yes.
I have tweezers.
It's more impressive. It's more impressive because you got two young guys in their prime, both who I believe after this weekend will be elevated to the heavyweight champion at some point. So yes, I believe it's more interesting in that regard.
Fact or fiction, John Jones will one day fight the winner of this fight.
I think I'm going fiction on that. And I might have been more conflicted about it before the injury, but I think after the Stipe fight that he'll retire.
Yeah, I think it's fiction. He's same as Laura. I think he's fighting Stipe next, no matter what.
Fiction, and why would he fight them?
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you fight these two guys?
Got nothing else to prove.
And they're too dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fiction.
Which fighter in the main or co-main means the most to their country in respect to the sport of mixed martial arts and the future of it in their country?
Oh, Tom Aspinall. I think for Tom Aspinall. I mean, you saw, I don't know if you saw that Instagram of like all the UK stars like Gordon Ramsay and all those guys like sending him best wishes. It means a lot to the UK to have another champion.
I agree. I'm going with Aspinall too. England's been dying for a new champ. I mean, I guess they have Leon Edwards, but to have a heavyweight world champion, they have a heavyweight world champion in boxing. To have a heavyweight world champion in the UFC, I think that's huge for the country.
He'd be the third UFC champ.
All those reasons are why he isn't. Because you have a UFC champ in Leon, you have Tyson Fury. It's Jiri Prochazka. There's no one else. There's literally no one else. When he went back to the Czech Republic,
did you see the video of how many people were there for that parade?
It's Yuri and only Yuri.
Okay, that's a good answer. All good answers.
Good job, DC.
All right, buy or sell. Has Jessica Andrade's constant activity hurt her career, or basically what I'm asking, should she slow down and fight less?
I think it has been to her detriment this last year. I think she needs to pick a weight class. And I do think strawweight is the weight class, but I think it's really hard to, because your skill sets vary a little bit in different weight classes. You've got, different pros and cons. She needs to stay at strawweight, in my humble opinion, and put the work in here, because this is where she used to be a champion.
She's only lost to like the best, the cream of the crop. But you kind of see now over the long haul how a lot of people who sit out, things end up kind of working out for them. And she has a big name, so I guess in retrospect, it's probably hurt her.
It's been detrimental, but at this point, she's made a choice, right? That's what she's doing, so it's not like she's close to a championship anymore, so you might as well make as much money as possible. You'll win some, you'll lose some, fight whatever weight's available, and continue to cash in. So while it's been bad, I think it's the right approach now as she gets to the tail end of her career.
All right, that was good. Good. That was very rapid fiery of all of you guys. I thought that was much better than it normally is. Tom Aspinall.
Insightful.
It was,
and insightful.
And insightful. Tom Aspinall, by the way, basically 2 weeks' notice for an interim title fight, trying to do exactly the same thing that his countryman Michael Bisping did back in the day. Here's a closer look at the man who is competing for the interim heavyweight title.
This man takes no shortcuts. He is so hungry. He's been groomed for this from a very early age.
I'm trying to be the best. I want to be loyal to my dream, which is the UFC heavyweight champion of the world.
This is over. Tom Aspinall! Still all the rage!
Tom Aspinall, he's the number 4 ranked heavyweight. He's 13-3 with 10 knockouts and 3 subs. That's 100% finish rate.
This man is cool, calm, and collected when he's inside the octagon. He never loses his stride. He's done everything he can to ensure that he is a UFC heavyweight champion one day.
He has never seen the third round in his UFC career. This guy is a beast.
And there it drops in. There it is. He makes quick work of Marcin Tybura.
He blew right through him. Oh! What a finish!
That's it!
Wow!
I'm focused on the mission, and the mission is UFC heavyweight gold.
There it is, look at that, it's over.
It goes right under the chin, a tap quickly for Arlovski.
I'm different now, I'm just different than what I was last year. My mind's different, my body's different, and I'm going all the way.
You can't stop me now.
And Tom Aspinall joining us now. Tom, were you able to watch that piece? Because it gets me pumped up, and I'm not even fighting on Saturday.
Yeah, I just watched it. I'm pretty pumped up. I've not even managed to have a coffee yet this morning, so that's my little morning coffee for me right there. That was nice. Thank you for that.
Absolutely, man.
Well, you didn't do it.
Yeah, no, I put it all together myself. He's just thanking me, and, you know, yeah, you're welcome, Tom. You're welcome. I know you're buddies with Bisping. I was with him last week in Brazil. All he was doing was singing your praises. He is looking so forward to you kind of getting in there and doing what you're doing, and he thinks you have the chance to be very special. What does he say to you behind closed doors about this week and how to prepare for this short notice title fight?
Well, me and Bisping's a good friend of mine. Me and Bisping have a really good relationship. You know, most of the time we are busting each other's balls a little bit, but Bisping gave me some really good advice, and the advice was, this is not about the last 2 weeks. This is not about the last 2.5 weeks that I found out about this fight. This is about the last plus 20 years that I've been involved in martial arts, and I think Bisping's absolutely right. You know, I'm just taking it for what it is. You know, I would have liked more notice, of course, but I've been training my whole life for this, so I've definitely got a chance of winning on Saturday night, and I think I'm going to do it.
So with that being said, when you found out, how much did you have to ramp things up? Was it 90%? Was it 50%? How much did things change when you found out you got this fight?
Well, I was definitely training before, but I was just training, like, helping teammates out. I'm always in the gym every day anyway, but yeah, I had to go all in twice, 3 times a day. Shortest training camp ever, like just over a week before the travel started and stuff. But yeah, I still feel good. You know, I feel really, really good. I feel good for 5 rounds. I'll be able to do it absolutely no problem. So I'm happy about it all. It's absolutely no problem for me.
Tom, not many people, you know, have seen the type of relationship that you and your dad Andy have, but we just don't see it that often in this sport or really any sport. What has it been like, you know, walking around this fight week with your dad, knowing that you are so close to possibly achieving this lifelong dream? I mean, seeing yourself in Times Square like that, I just can't even imagine how special that must be.
Oh, do you know the weirdest thing about it is it feels completely normal. Like, I feel like this is what was supposed to happen. I don't know, like everyone who I was with when we saw the stuff on Times Square especially was like amazed by it. But for me, I was just like, I don't know. It sounds really cocky, but I kind of expected it. And yeah, I feel like me and my dad were seeing this in our minds before anyone else seen it. And it's just another fight week for me. I'm just treating it like that.
To your point, though, I mean, I remember talking to you a few years ago, and you would always say, I'm going to take my time. Like, I am not going to rush this rise to the top, because we saw everything happening so quickly for you. Do you feel now, you know, just a day away from this big moment, that it has been fast, or is this exactly just the moment right on time for you?
No, I think everything's worked out perfect, to be honest. I don't feel like it's rushed. At the time when I was saying stuff like that, you got to remember I was fighting with one leg. And then when my knee finally blew out and everything was fixed, I felt like, you know, I've got to start making steps towards the title. That's what I did, and I feel like it was the best thing. At the time, it was a terrible thing that happened to me, but after, I feel great. I feel mentally so free now because I've got a working good body, and yeah, I feel like everything's perfect. Everything's worked out perfectly.
Tom, I heard you found out about this fight in like kind of a weird way. Can you explain what that was like for you?
What do you mean weird?
I heard like 4 in the morning, and then it was like the next day.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I was sleeping. I got a call on my phone. Hunter Campbell called me. He's never called me before. I obviously have his number. We texted back and forward a little bit over the years, but yeah, he's never directly called me. So yeah, he woke me up and I answered. Well, first of all, I actually missed the call. I thought, I'm going to go back to sleep, and then I thought, who am I kidding? How am I supposed to go back to sleep? What is going on? So I gave him a call back, and obviously he told me about the news, and yeah, it was exciting news. It was good. It was good. I feel good about the whole thing.
I love it. So you get to spar with Tyson Fury, Rico Verhoeven. How does that help you, like confidence-wise, to know that you have some of the best guys in the history of boxing and kickboxing at your disposal?
Oh, massively. And I mean, sparring and training are two completely different things. I was saying yesterday to DC, actually, I spar way worse than I fight. Like, just generally, I spar way worse. I feel like it's two completely different things. But to spend time with them guys, especially Rico, I spent a lot of time with him recently. We sparred a lot of rounds in the last few weeks. And, yeah, just to be able to hang with guys like that and feel what that feels like just helps so much. You guys know exactly what it's like to train with high-level guys. If you can hang with them guys and you're doing okay, like, it gives you a lot of confidence.
Absolutely.
You know, Tom, today you weighed 261. Obviously, it's the heaviest you've ever weighed in. Is it just because of the short notice? And do you feel like you'll be able to still fight the same type of fight with a few extra pounds? Or did you wake up and eat breakfast this morning or something?
No, I'm just a little bit heavy, you know. I think it's probably the short notice. But I think generally I'm just getting a bit, as I'm getting a bit older, I'm just getting a bit more heavy, a bit more muscular maybe. I don't know, probably the short notice, to be honest. But my weight fluctuates a lot. Like, I can go up and down 15 pounds in a day easily. I think that's just what big guys do.
Yeah, that's that winter coat that the heavyweights get. You know, they say the bear go to hibernate. You know, you put on a few extra pounds, be nice and cuddly. Sergey Pavlovich, though, very dangerous guy, very dangerous opponent. How impressed are you with what he's been able to do, 6 first-round finishes in a row? And how do you approach a challenge like this where it would seem as though one mistake can ultimately cost you your championship?
Yeah, I don't think you can watch him and not be impressed. Do you know what I mean? He does everything right. He's not really put a foot wrong apart from his debut in the UFC, and that was a long time ago. So, yeah, I just got to do my thing. I can't be thinking about him too much, but yeah, he's definitely one punch away from winning, but when the shoe's on the other foot, it's exactly the same thing. Like, I'm one punch away from winning. This is heavyweight MMA at the very, very top level, so you're never one punch away from disaster in the heavyweight division, so we've both got a massive chance of winning.
You know, when you get to this point where you're fighting for a title, you have to be thinking about all the people that helped you get here. When you make that walk and all the people that helped you along the way, because it certainly does take a village, who's the first name that's going to pop into your head? Who's the person that you're going to be thinking about that helped you get to the moment that you're going to be in tomorrow night?
Well, obviously my dad. He's been there since the first training session that I ever went to when I was 8 years old. Do you know what I mean? It's not rocket science to figure that out. But to be honest, I don't focus on stuff like that before fights, because all that weighs heavy on me, all that pressure and thinking about who helped me get there, who didn't help me get there, the journey, all that kind of stuff. I ain't thinking about that. I'm going to go in there tomorrow night and I'm going to enjoy myself, and this is my opportunity. I'm going to enjoy every second of it, and all that other stuff, I'll think about that after the fact. But for right now, I'm going in there tomorrow night to win. I'm going in to enjoy myself, and that's all I'm focused on right now.
Well, I cannot wait to see it, man. It is going to be a fun fight on Saturday night. Tom Aspinall, 2 weeks' notice, the biggest fight of his career. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you guys very much. Have a good day.
You know, we have focused so much on Sergey and how quickly he gets things done. Nobody finishes fights quicker than Tom Aspinall. The shortest in UFC history, 2:19 average fight time. I believe Sergey Pavlovich is 2:21, 2:23, around there. But he is an absolute monster, is Tom Aspinall. And to take this one on short notice, to come in here and prepare as he has been preparing, it's pretty impressive stuff. All right, let's bring in another man that's going to be fighting for a title. Jiri Prochazka, fighting for the light heavyweight championship. First fight back after that injury. You're feeling good. You're looking good. Do you enjoy fight week and all that comes with it, Jiri?
Yes, I'm really glad to be back, and in all of these things in the fight week. I'm really happy to be back, and I'm prepared to win the fight.
You're so cerebral and such a smart fighter. I wonder what you learned about yourself during this rehab process to have to go through that journey.
Wow, yeah, that was a big year for me to learn, and like for martial artists, for cage fighting, octagon fighting, I took a lot of, especially after my last fight. I started to be more complex fighter, and yeah, of course, that injury and all these obstacles sharpened my mind, my body, and I want to be the champion, and I'm going to prove that this week.
Jiri, you're a guy that does a lot of meditating and those types of things. I understand that right now you will go back and you will refuel and get hydration and food. But is there any time where you're going to sit alone to yourself to try to set your mind for what's ahead of you tomorrow night?
Every day. That's my daily routine, because you have three main times on day, which is the most important, and that's the morning after waking up, that's around the lunch, and in the evening when you go before the bed, when you can program your mind to the next day and stay present. So that's 3 times when I'm mostly meditating, making meditation, and like programming myself for my life.
Jiri, everybody loves your hair. You got the best hairstyle in the game, but it's not just, the hairstyle for you to look good. It really means a lot to you. You call it your war hair. Can you just kind of go into that a little bit of like the philosophy behind your hair and why it matters so much?
Yeah, all these things, like my look is for me important, because that's the way how the people see me, and that's the way how I want to be seen by the people, yeah. And my war hair means for me like I'm giving the meaning, the idea, the thought in my hairs, and after that I made that hair like 2 weeks back. It keeps my spirit, my focus targeted just for one thing. From me, I'm staying to be a human weapon and nothing else. That's why I need to have like special war hair, and like everything's changed by that.
Jiri, yesterday you had a chance to face off with Alex, two warriors, 2 martial artists going eye to eye. What did you take away from that moment? What was your read on, I guess, the energy that he was presenting to you when you guys started off?
Man, I have to say, after a long time, I don't want to play the games. No magic, no nothing with Alex or with another opponent. I just want to be pure, see his spirit, see his mind, how he's working, what he to predict what he wants to do, his mindset, and that's all. That's all. Just a pure present moment. And that's what I saw in his eyes, that he's prepared to fight, and that's something what keeps me sharp and happy in the moment.
Gosh, I just got stuck looking in your eyes, Jiri. Like, I mean, you are so intense, so smart. Told us in the fighter meetings that you learned English back in 2019, and it really wasn't even that hard. One of the hardest languages in the world to learn. Is that true? It really wasn't that hard?
Everything is the life is about the learning, about evolving. So I stopped to hate a learning, like in the school, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just start to love learn things, learn new techniques, sharp my English, and be better in every aspect of my life.
Well, and now you are trying to become a champion once again in just your 4th fight in the UFC. Your journey has been incredible, and it has been a pleasure and honor to watch along the way. Jiri, good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Enjoy.
That we will. That we will.
We only got 6 minutes left.
Next fighter to hit the scale, competing in the featherweight division, Jamal Emmers.
Hey. All right, here's the 34-year-old Miami native living in the Redlands, California.
How we doing? Are we eating?
Been alternating wins and losses in his 5 UFC appearances. Let's see if he makes weight here. 147. So he misses, and he is not going to cut the weight. And not ideal for Jamal. Roosevelt Robert still to weigh in. Mackenzie Pavicic here with us now. That means it's time for some food. Now listen, wherever we go with the weigh-in show, we love to taste the local cuisine. Last time, you guys remember we were here, we had these huge meatballs. DC had like 14 of them.
It was actually nasty.
It was not nasty. It was
so
delicious.
Don't even act like I had 14 of them. It was nasty.
You had a lot.
The best meatball in the world.
He's lying.
No, they were really good. Really good.
I'll apologize for it right now, but I'm assuming you have something lined up that's equally as delicious.
Know it. By now, you guys know it's not a trip to New York without some Italian food, and I've been on a spicy rigatoni kick lately, so lucky for all of us here, we found Carmenta's in Bushwick, and earlier this week, I tried my hand at making some pasta myself. Well, we're here in Bushwick with Dominic Gianfrancesco, who worked in Manhattan for close to 2 decades before opening Carmenta's. What was the inspiration for opening this restaurant?
Just bring pasta to a neighborhood that's never had it before.
And you've got a signature dish that I'm really excited to make today.
Our spicy rigatoni.
I can't wait. Let's go.
Let's go.
Quick little outfit change, but now we're down here to where we actually make the pasta, and if I'm not mistaken, pretty simple recipe, just flour and water.
Correct. This is where the process begins. So we're using a really nice imported Petra flour from Italy. It's a semolina, coarse grain. Just gets mixed with water. That's it. Super simple. Yeah.
2 ingredients. I never knew that.
2 ingredients. So now we're gonna add some flour. Now we're gonna add the pre-measured water.
Okay.
All right. All right, now we're ready to mix for 20 minutes.
Alrighty. So now we've got this dough into our nice little transfer pan. I'm not gonna lie, not the consistency I was expecting of pasta dough.
Yeah,
it's
the consistency of wet sand.
Okay, so now it's gonna go into the extruder.
To the hopper.
Into the hopper. There we go.
So now we're ready to close this lid.
This out of the way.
And engage, and the pasta will extrude through this die right here.
Okay.
It sits for 24 hours overnight. We let it dry out. So this way it dries out and it's semi-dry overnight. Yeah. And then we're just gonna cook this today. This is our rigatoni vodka. It's our most popular dish at Carmenta's.
I love that. Well, now back upstairs, it's time to cook the pasta. First step, though, the sauce goes in the...
The sauce goes in the pan. Yeah, so we're gonna add our vodka sauce. A little tomato.
Okay.
Some Calabrian chili we use for our spicy vodka.
I was gonna ask how it gets its spice.
Some butter a little infused oil that we make here.
And in the pasta goes.
And in the pasta goes.
Well, now the moment of truth, the Carmenta spicy rigatoni.
Let's try it.
I've been waiting all morning for this.
Salud.
Salud. Oh my gosh.
That is delicious.
That's pretty good. The Calabrian chili really makes a difference. It's a different type of heat.
Yeah, because it has that fermented flavor to it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This has made my day. And I just know the guys on set are gonna love it too.
I can't wait.
Is this amazing?
Oh. I think DC might be a little afraid of the spice. He's
so
smelling it
now.
first. Dominic,
I promise.
we're here with Dominic Gianfrancesco, and obviously I want to get the initial reaction from everyone here because we know it's really, really good. Yeah. But the Calabrian chili, I keep coming back to this because I feel like that's kind of different. Do you think that's like the key that sets things apart for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. We use like fresh, fermented, aged Calabrian chili from Tuta, Calabria.
And the flour, we talked a lot about the flour and then the cheese too, both imported from Italy. I feel like it's an extra step that really takes this dish a little bit further.
Yeah, I did a lot of like research on like the semolina that we use, and I finally came to like terms with like Petra is like #1.
Okay, I just heard Chris say that he needs more.
Yeah,
What are our thoughts?
Garçon.
Yeah?
This is absolutely insane. So I usually go penne alla vodka, some fried chicken cutlet on top, but I do red crushed red pepper on top because I like spice too. But the fact that you have it infused, this is homemade pasta. You can taste like how authentic it is. Parmesan on top. This is ridiculous.
I think that's actually the pasta we made on Tuesday. So you're welcome, everyone.
Good work. Awesome.
It's one of the best ones we've had.
This is like the perfect amount of spice because I like it pretty spicy, but not to where you're starting to.
I was afraid that it was too spicy.
No, this is good. This is good.
This is perfect.
This is perfect.
Perfect amount of spice,
really
perfect consistency. I know, Dominic, you said earlier this week, he doesn't like calling anything he does the best, but I think I can say this is the best rigatoni.
This is
spicy rigatoni? Yeah. No. Nothing compares to Carmenta's in Bushwick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Thank you for bringing
this. You
this.
guys are in town.
Dominic, thanks.
You guys do pizza too?
Unbelievable.
Yes, let me run that bag.
Pizza in Brooklyn?
You want another one?
I want to say La Industry.
Chris, would you like another
La
one,
Industry.
Chris,
I like Spumoni Gardens. Spumoni Gardens is
You
so good.
had your own and you still
Give a
asked
shout
for
out to La Industry.
Okay.
Well,
To Nick and Massimo. They make that killer pizza.
Yeah.
Chris, I tried to get you more pasta, but you didn't answer.
you just
I need more
all
pasta.
the other
Is
pasta.
it too spicy?
Is that
It's
all
too
of it?
spicy.
DC, it's not that spicy. You don't have to cry.
Put some in. Can I please have more pasta?
Chris, hey, come in here and ask the pasta.
This is a lot of fun.
That's what we do on the weigh-in show. Food and fun. And the occasional weigh-in.
Mackenzie, thank
I
you.
need more pasta.
Dominic, thank you.
Put some in here.
No, brother,
I'll
bring you more.
Thanks so much,
They're
guys.
not doing it.
These two might fight over the next plate. I'm not going to lie.
Can I get some pasta,
I'm a little
please?
nervous.
Okay.
Hey,
DC, give him some pasta so
Give
we
me
can
some
get to our
pasta.
New York trivia.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Give me.
Thank you, guys.
They're going to
Take
get a
care.
pasta.
Thank you.
I would
Thank
like
you so
more
much,
also.
Dominic.
It was incredible. All right, guys. Little New York City trivia.
All right.
How many? You've lived here. How many boroughs are in New York City?
Oh, I lived here, but not
I do
long enough.
5.
5.
How many what?
How many boroughs in New York City?
I was going to say
5.
5.
Okay, correct. All right. How many New York, New Jersey teams are in the 4 major sports?
No, we got 5.
All right. We want to do the first question again.
He got so much more than me.
How many boroughs are in New York City?
5. 4.
No,
7?
Oh, in New York City.
Oh, in New York City?
Yeah.
So we're talking about like Manhattan?
We got 5.
I did.
That's
I
right.
said
5 immediately.
These guys
said
said it
5.
together.
We all
No, it
said
was you,
5.
dude.
Got it. No, I said first.
Even the first one, I said 5.
All right, this is off the rails already. How many New York, New Jersey teams are in the 4 major sports?
Oh my gosh,
Closest
so
one
many.
wins. You can go over. 4 major sports, right? It's New York City, right? So they have.
Hey, 6.
14.
9. 9. 10.
It's Weidman's. Oh, it's 11. Yeah, Laura wins. They have 11. That's like 2 for every major sport, basically.
I'm just over here licking
All
this
right,
off
what
of my
year was
plate.
the UFC's first event?
Well, 2016.
At MSG. Laura got it.
2016?
They just said it earlier.
What country gifted the United States the Statue of Liberty?
France.
Ooh, Wyden got it.
Okay, I'll put this down.
What drops on New Year's Eve in Times Square?
Ball.
The ball.
DC got that. DC. True or false? New York City is the most populous in the USA.
True.
Yep. Sanko.
False.
After which newspaper was Times Square named?
New York Times.
Yep. Sanko. Running away with it.
Well, she's actually trying. She's a try-hard. We're all still eating. Look at her try-hard. Look at
I need more pasta.
Which street is the home to the New York Stock Exchange?
Wall Street.
Got it. DC got it. Who did Habib Nurmagomedov beat at UFC 205?
Michael Johnson.
DC got it. UFC 217, we had 3 new champions crowned.
Yep.
Second
Dillashaw, Namajunas, and GSP.
Cody. Oh, yeah.
Nope.
It was Rose Namajunas.
Who was the second person you said?
Cody Garbrandt.
No.
No, it was TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah,
Oh,
got
yeah,
it.
you're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not on that one.
Last question. How tall is the Empire State Building in feet?
Oh.
Closest wins.
18,000 feet.
18,000?
No, dude.
18.
800 feet.
800?
What do you say?
Feet.
I'm gonna say 1,500.
He said 800, so she's, Senko's right, 1,250.
The price is wrong, bitch.
I said 1,800.
Yeah, you said 18,000.
It went up in my nose.
So Senko wins? I'm surprised. Wow.
Yeah, because while we were all eating pasta, Snake was like trying hard.
hard.
It's actually Hellcat. You never made Hellcat spin it.
Why would you make me spin the wheel?
Oh,
wow.
Yes.
We have
My big win. I do not have to participate in the Oreo dunking contest.
Why wouldn't you want to participate?
Well, you'll know in a minute. You'll know in a minute.
Uh-oh.
Yo, you're getting it right out of the container.
Yeah, he loves it. It's really good.
I'm only going to make you do it just because you're trying so hard to get me to make you do
really?
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Also, I feel like you disrespected my skills the other day.
Might be my favorite pasta of all time.
This is really good pasta.
I'll
I need napkins.
Well, we're going to do demos.
Are we walking?
What?
Yeah, we're walking.
I thought he was gonna spin the wheel,
he
but
has to
whatever.
spin the wheel.
No,
DC,
spin the wheel.
DC.
No, Helly, you're spinning the wheel.
No, it was supposed to be DC. I'll spill it. I'll
Spin it for DC,
him.
and he has to serve the punishment. Please, she didn't get the leading role as Captain Marvel. In
Okay.
Marvel.
I'll do it.
Oh,
My
he
hot
wants
take.
to do a hot
All right.
take. This is like all you do. MMA hot take. Go.
My MMA hot take. The number 1 contender at lightweight is Conor McGregor. Make no mistake
Everyone
about it.
in this room
Make him fight them.
is now dumber
Let
for
him
having
fight
listened to
Islam for the belt. Number 2, the greatest fighter of all time is not John Jones. His name is Habib Nurmagomedov. I said this publicly.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having
That is
listened
my
to him.
greatest hot take.
DC.
Khabib Nurmagomedov belongs on the Mount Rushmore of fighting, and I'm talking next to Muhammad Ali and all the greatest sports athletes of all time. There you go.
No.
Everyone
streak
in this
wasn't even
room
top 3 to you.
is now dumber
Yeah.
for having listened to him.
That's my hot take, and those all make sense.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
All right, let's walk over because this is where we really. Oh, we have one last
Our
weigh-in.
final athlete to weigh in this morning, competing in a prelim in the lightweight division, Roosevelt Roberts.
Second time around in the UFC for Roosevelt Roberts, 4-3 with 1 no contest in his previous stint. Excuse me.
Chris's shirt. Well, he is just looking hard.
Curtain's coming up. Went 2-0 in the regional scene. Then he appeared on Tough last season. Made it to the lightweight semifinals, going 1-1 on Tough. And he is taking this fight against fellow Contender Series alum Mateusz Raundbecki on short notice.
Thank you.
Big stage for the 29-year-old from San Bernardino, California, to make his UFC return. And it looks like he is right on the number.
What?
Just realized I'm very
158, the official weight for Roosevelt Roberts. pounds over the divisional number.
Oh, he's nasty because she's going to go for a ride. She's going to go for a ride.
Wow. You didn't bring enough.
158. So Roosevelt Roberts missed weight. That's a bummer. First fight back in the UFC, second stint for the Californian. All right, so we're going to do a little demo. We talked about this. We teased it earlier. This is why we have fighters, former fighters here, to tell us things and show us things that we don't know. So they're going to be going over some of their favorite techniques, and we're going to start with Laura Sanko.
Well,
are you tired? What's been going on here?
She's wrestling with
long warm-up.
Chris got me warmed up. All right, I got to take my shoes off for this. So, I was just told this is a really, that's not even a mat.
This is like
It's
paper?
just tape.
It's literally just tape.
It's a yoga mat.
You got black tape down.
There's nothing on this.
Yeah. How hard are you going to slam me? That's the question.
So, I'm not going to throw you. Back when they were in Legacy, Mackenzie Dern fought Montana De La Rosa. Different last name back then, but same people. And, God, I'm so out of breath. We were really going hard.
We're not in weigh-in show shape, are we?
And obviously, Mackenzie Dern, amazing submission artist. She pulled off a really, really cool finish. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you
so, Montana had her down and was in Mackenzie's guard. And obviously, Mackenzie's super comfortable here. What she did such a good job of was, first off, she kind of got this mission control position, got her like kind of stuck here. I know this is not the best shirt. I was not really thinking about this.
Can we just get a zoom in on RJ's face?
Guys, this is serious. Relax. Come on, this is serious business.
This is a sport, okay?
Grow up.
She's able to like angle off here and start to get this omoplata. But the cool thing, how she finished it, she left it kind of shallow. And as she starts to sit through, Montana tries to cartwheel out of it, she prevents it, and she's able to finish it quick.
Oh, yeah. Wait, watch your shoulder.
Oh, you got to tap.
RJ.
Did you tap?
Got to be a tough guy.
I think his shoulder might have just went.
I think his shoulder dislocated, man.
I think he's broken.
What?
Yeah, I'm okay. I think he just snapped his shoulder.
Man.
That didn't look good.
It looked like you were about to break his arm.
I'm fine.
No, you're all right, man.
I'm okay.
No, he's
I don't
playing it
need
cool.
this arm.
You're playing it cool.
That's how she finished it.
That was beautiful.
Is it my turn?
Chris, yeah, let's keep
We're
beating up
going with
RJ.
Jiri Prochazka versus Dominic Reyes. Jiri Prochazka from the first round to the second round was hunting for the finish. He was bringing it to Dominic Reyes. And Dominic Reyes at the time, he was coming off of a loss to John Jones, and he just had come off a super long streak, undefeated streak, and then lost to John Jones in a very close split decision. Some people say he beat John Jones. Jiri Prochazka went after this dude the whole entire fight. At one point, he had him hurt, and he ended up finishing him with a spinning back elbow. And the way he set it up, the first thing he did was just a kind of a regular elbow where you take your hand, you bring it to your chest, and you go right to the forehead like that. So he landed one of those earlier on and as he was trying to finish him, and then so he went for it again. So he went for the elbow, and as he threw that elbow, he stepped his right leg through, and then he came spinning back elbow.
It was
like to the temple.
He set that up,
and down goes Jiri. Down goes Dominic Reyes.
That was nasty.
That was nasty.
That was a nice setup.
That was sick.
All right, talk about setups. Alex Pereira was fighting against the middleweight champ, Sean Strickland. He continued to set him up by just hitting him with the body jab. Constant. Pereira does this. He goes, leg kick, jab, right? Then he goes, leg kick, jab. But what he's doing is constantly trying to move you to the side. So when he hits you to the body, your hands then start to drop. And when he kicks, he's wheeling him over to the side here. So watch this. Once I've hit RJ so many times with the body shot here, just hitting him to the middle, when the hands start to drop, Alex gives him the feint. It was nasty too. Alex gives him the feint, bang, when the hands drop, that one comes. Take Sean Strickland and puts him up. It was nasty. You're pawing. Because now you start to chase the punch. You start to chase the punch down. Alex gives you this feel. Yo, I got him. Trap set, bang, put him down.
And his left hook is nasty.
Nasty left hook. But I mean, the whole time, right? He's doing here, body, here, body.
No, I don't think
Strickland.
So it's here, body, or is it body, here?
Left hook.
Ooh, we got to fight.
It's constant. And you know, Pereira doesn't have to turn. Yeah. He doesn't have to turn. He's just like, he's like this. He's like
flicking it out.
Boop. Whole time. Bang. Right on the calf. Unbelievable.
Well, you had it done to you. You actually took a couple of those, right?
Yeah. And it's like a little bit of a delay.
But you take a look here, because you actually asked him, like, go a little bit harder.
Yeah, a little bit harder. Like, it's a little delayed reaction, though, right? Because he's telling me to put a little weight on it. He's like, actually put some weight on the leg.
He was worried about you.
Well, he wants weight on the leg opposed to it being light, right? Because that's how his opponents are in front of him.
But now, like, that first one, did it really hurt that bad? Because you started crying?
But it's like a little bit of a delay, right? Because I don't know how hard he's kicking. I don't know where he's hitting me, but he's hitting me in the calf, and it doesn't take many.
So, guys, what's this kick different than any other kick you've ever felt before?
It's much different because he's not turning the hip over. It's hard to check it.
Yeah.
He's not turning the hip. He really is just kind of flicking that kick out there, right on the shin and in the same spot every single time.
Is your leg sore at all?
It was the next day. I'll try to sue him. I wanted some of his check.
All right. Over there, guys. Over there. Over there.
I don't have to participate, so I'm going to come over here.
We love to do like a TikTok challenge, right? That all the kids are doing. So we take an Oreo, we roll it down the table, and then it lands in something, and we don't know what that something is.
Oh, they're full.
And then we have to eat
They are full.
that Oreo. Okay? And because Senko is the current champ, she gets to pick the order and doesn't have to participate in this game.
So it's us three?
It's just the three of us.
Does she have gloves?
No.
What?
So she's going to touch the Oreo and we're supposed to eat it?
100%.
She's exactly, she just touched the floor with that hand.
Not sanitary.
That's true.
Trust me, whatever's in there's going to kill all the germs.
On the ground grappling.
With you.
Yeah, she was just on the ground grappling, touching the floor.
You guys are all getting cholera.
Chris DC. Dan, Chris DC.
All right, Hallie's up first. Here we go. No, you can't. You're not allowed to see what's in the cups, right?
No, look at
No,
it.
you don't. No,
but look
go
at
away,
this.
go
It's
away.
disgusting. Like, I'm not doing this shit, man.
Oh! No! Oh, that's dirty.
Donkey.
That's dirty,
Oh,
Laura.
stop.
I'm going to tell you one
I
thing
don't
I'm
even
not
want to
eating
tell you
is
what
this.
this is. No,
I'm not eating this
fine.
shit,
You ready?
man.
You have?
I'm just going to hand it to
I'm
you.
not eating this, man.
I'm going to shake it off first.
Wait, so he doesn't know what it is?
Bro,
Stop. That's fish oil.
Fish oil.
On a cookie.
There's literally not
sick.
one good thing in
You're
there.
getting your beta carotenes.
I'm not doing it.
It's not that bad.
Is there actual milk?
There's
oil.
not one
of
good
them is
thing in
milk?
You'll
there.
have to find out.
All right, one of them's
Roll
nice.
and go.
Okay.
Why would it be 1 of 5?
All right. I'm going for the left.
Oh, two-handed? Granny style?
That's too far. This is too far away.
Oh,
That's too far
wow.
away.
I thought he was an athlete.
No.
Oh, my God, this is embarrassing. Can I just go like this?
Hockey
Yeah, do it.
hockey
okay.
bucket.
Oh. Now you got to eat it. Now you got to eat it.
Don't
Do it a
do
little
it.
slower, man.
Or just start.
That's kind of odd.
close.
That's
I'm
kind
getting
of
to know
weird
the
that there's 1 of 5 that's good.
I'm getting to know the green here.
Should be at least 2.
All right, a little slope.
Oh, yeah. Oh, please dunk it all the way in.
Oh, stop. Is it milk?
gonna
Is it the
flip
good one?
it.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Get over here.
Ready?
If it's ketchup, I'm not doing it.
Get
It's
over
not
here.
ketchup.
Get over
It's not
here.
ketchup. It's not ketchup.
It's not ketchup. It's not ketchup.
It's not,
Ready?
it's not ketchup.
Dude, he didn't eat it. He didn't eat it.
It's
He
hot
cheated.
sauce, I think.
I hate this. I hate
That
this
was hot
shit.
sauce. That was hot
That's hot
sauce.
sauce.
All right, bro. I'm fucking off of this show, dude.
I need garbage
boys.
for him.
I don't know
Enjoy
what
yourselves.
trash
This will
can
be the
That
last
is
time I'm doing this
disgusting.
shit. You put 5 things and 1 is good.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
They're all good if it was a hot dog.
No, watch out, man. Watch out.
I'm sorry.
Oh! I don't have to drink.
Yeah, you do. No, you
No,
don't.
You have to go again. You have to go
another
again.
one, do another
Fuck no. Hey, it's going to the one on the left. That one. No, that one.
No, do it again. Do it again.
You don't want that one. He got the lucky. He got the good one.
Oh, that's like.
That one's actually,
That's
that one's
fine.
the second to best one.
What is this shit?
You have to eat the whole thing, though.
Close your eyes.
Don't be like
Close your
Chris.
eyes.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's lemon juice.
Oh, that's not
That's
bad.
no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put
It's
that in a
lemon,
cocktail.
It's chocolate and
Yeah.
lemon.
Good for you. First of all, I didn't know I was supposed to eat the whole thing.
You didn't even
You
eat it.
did it. You spit it all
Matter of
out.
fact, like you can never
Is
be
my turn
champion.
again? Is my turn again?
You want to go again?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go again.
All right, yeah, please let him go.
Oh, I don't want to go there.
No, because you guys got to run it back. You guys got to, Helly
Laura,
and
here's
you
the
got to
deal.
run it back.
Laura,
and see
here's
who
the
takes
deal.
first, please.
You've got to do this in solidarity.
It
You
is
have
about
to do
me.
it,
Come
Laura.
on.
Come on, man. Come on,
Come
Laura.
on.
You didn't do shit.
Come on. You weren't even on the
You
call
missed
for
the
the
format
show.
call.
That's true.
I won.
You missed the
That's
format
the
call.
Have some respect for the
You
show.
might as well do it.
I missed the format
So
call
what's the
because
good
someone
one?
I
was
understand.
dying.
I know, but
think
still,
lemon juice.
there's a lot that you got to do.
What is this? Apple
Fish
juice?
oil, that's what.
Go, Laura, go.
How bad was that?
Not bad.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, there.
Stop it.
There
I
it
know
is.
exactly
Get it
what
over
that
with.
is.
Laura, y'all win it. No.
You can all just
Eat it, Laura.
Close your
right
eyes.
off.
Close your eyes.
And you
Whole
got to
thing.
swallow it.
Whole thing.
Mustard
Swallow
cookie.
it. I mean, bite it.
Mustard cookie.
Yeah, that's a quiver.
Chew, chew.
Oh, my God.
So good.
That is
I don't know how you're doing that.
You have to eat it.
You're gonna be sick.
Do not spit it out. No.
No, let her take it off her lips. It looks bad. It's terrible.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
How bad is that? That's terrible.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I have to talk about my rent-free now?
Yeah, rent-free moment.
Oh, I'm getting
Where are you going, DC?
I have to figure this out.
All right, it's rent-free time, guys. This is somebody on the card that stands out dancing in your head because they are, it's our rent-free moment. I think you got to talk about it right now. Who do you like? We're doing.
Can't talk over that table.
RJ, we're doing a TV show.
In the middle of the show, and he's grabbing the table.
I'm stage managing.
For me, it's absolutely Jiri Prochazka beating Glover Teixeira, because we got to remember, he was not winning the fight. He was doing well. It was a war. It was a crazy fight. But this ending right here, no one, and I mean no one, would have picked Jiri Prochazka to submit Glover Teixeira in the 5th round via rear naked choke. That was crazy.
And to have a rear naked choke with no leg in against a guy like Glover Teixeira, crazy. Me, Alex Pereira, UFC debut only 2 years ago, flying knee. As I said earlier, Rogan was raving about this dude. I thought there's no way he can live up to this. And then he does that. I was like, okay, maybe this guy is as special a kickboxer as they are talking about, because you don't make that type of debut in Madison Square.
Yeah. All right, man, when Pereira fought Adesanya in kickboxing, he knocks him out. He taunts him. The worst part about this, though, is that when his son gets in into the ring and he falls down and emulates when Adesanya gets knocked out. Now, this is when Pereira got into fighting just to eventually fight Adesanya because he heard, Adesanya was talking a bunch of junk. He gets to the whole UFC, ends up fighting for the belt, and knocks out Pereira, knocks out Adesanya in the 5th round. Thank you. 2 beers in.
All right, here's mine. Tom Aspinall against Sergey Spivak at the Apex in 21. That elbow is just nasty that he catches him with right there. And here's the part I remember most about this fight, because Bisping was calling it with DC. And this is one of those classic DC moments when DC's like, see, I told you he was good. Because like Bisping was probably building him up to you beforehand. And you're like, oh yeah, I told you he was good. And I think that's when you realize too that Tom Aspinall's a bad.
Well, I was actually telling Bisping.
Well, this is the one, right? Just like you set up, Weidman. Look at that. Boom, elbow, spinning elbow. Half of what makes a knockout great is the knocker outer. Half of what makes it great is the knockout E.
How they fall.
The way Reyes goes down. You think you're out of the way. Boop. Face first, everything
he was
left.
battling so hard in that
How
fight.
crazy is like Reyes was trying hard, and how crazy is that? Jiri barely ever fought. That was like his 2nd fight in the UFC. And he's fighting against Dominic Reyes. He had fought 2 guys that had fought for the belt in his first 2 appearances.
Crazy.
That's
why he's here so fast.
Yeah,
4
it's
fights
pretty incredible. All right, what are we playing?
All right, guys. We've got a new way to drink alcohol on this show, which is kind of what we do. So basically, you guys know how to play flip cup, right? You got this guy, and you just kind of flip, and you got to have it land face like this, right? Serve and pick a side.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to the other side.
What?
So what you do is,
Got it.
every time you flip and it lands, you get to move the shot towards
Someone
else.
Yep.
And so you can go, you're just moving around like this, boom, boom, boom.
No diagonal.
Well, then how else? You got to go.
Yeah, you gotta go-
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
can
go
go diagonally. Why not? Producer's saying no diagonal.
Forward,
But then
left.
it's either
We're
Sanko
playing chess,
or
not
DC.
checkers, right? So which?
Well, I'm here. This is me.
So let's go. Let's here.
Oh,
I flip, I get it. I flip, I get it. I
DC,
have to flip again, and then you hand it to your person. So every time you do a successful flip.
All right, we're going to do 1 round just to learn for a shot, and then we're going to do a single elimination. All right?
Okay, so go. So you'll move it, and then you keep going. It's rapid fire.
No, we're not doing
like
it for
that.
real.
There we go. All right, can I get some music, please? Set the mood.
I got the bad part of the table, I think.
Once the music starts, we'll start. Go.
I got it. Oh, I knocked it down.
To be way better. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Move it. Move it quick. Can't watch your up.
What does that mean? She has to take it, right?
Boom.
Ah!
Yeah.
You should move it forward.
I
Drink.
moved it.
Yeah, here we go. Drink up.
I have to drink this?
Night, night, Senko.
All right.
All right,
So
so
now it's elimination.
if you lose, you're out.
Enjoy the howler head, everybody.
There's some delicious
Ready,
salad.
set, go.
Go.
Oh, I got one.
You moved it diagonal.
I did not.
Go diagonal.
Oh,
No,
I
you
got
gotta move
one
it.
too.
You gotta move it.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. That's
Shot.
fine. That's fine.
No,
What is it?
drink it.
On camera.
Drink it, big
I
fella.
gotta get a chaser.
Come on.
Some
Give him some of that
Do
mustard.
you want
You don't need a
some
chaser.
fish oil?
Some fish.
All right, there we go. Here we
He's
go.
eliminated, huh?
All right.
Ready, set, go. Once.
Oh, hold on. I meant to go that way. I meant to go that way.
Oh!
Oh, they're double teaming Laura.
Let's not say that on television.
Laura, teamwork, ganging up on the girl.
Let's not use that word either.
That's so crazy.
Okay. Oh, I don't have to do this, do I?
Yes, you do.
It's
Yes,
a
you do.
final
So-
countdown.
Yeah, of course you do. Let's go.
What are you turning from the camera?
Chop, chop.
No, there's still some left over.
Delicious. All right, get set, Chris. Ready, set, go.
DC, you're getting all over my hands. I'm trying to play a game here.
I'm just moving the squares.
Let's go.
We need
You can tell they went to party colleges.
better music for this.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, I feel Chris. I feel Chris.
Don't say that on TV.
There.
Oh, now back, baby. Yep, put it right back.
Back, baby. Let's go.
Oh! Oh! It went
No! Yes!
Oh.
Don't call it a comeback.
We're not.
Literally, no one said that.
Oh, one more!
Come on.
Just one more.
Woo!
Put her back.
Let's go. Give me a
champion.
He gets a
It is
belt.
home
Let's go,
city.
baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, that's enough.
To the
Why are you
champion goes.
Victory shot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There
I
you go,
deserve
my
this.
friend.
Thank you. Hella whiskey. Thank you.
Hey, what? Oh, nice work.
You can really taste the howler.
Can we see the video of
Hofstra. I'd like to
Seiko
thank
here
Hofstra.
just a minute ago?
The
What?
School of Greatness for that.
What?
I don't think she
Oh, she
drank
did.
the shot.
Did?
I think she dumped it
Yes,
out.
I did.
Watch this.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Oh,
That
she
is dirty.
Here, Laura.
Oh, you gotta do another one.
And a guilty look to the camera. Okay,
Come
real
on.
shot.
I have an Oreo and pasta and mustard
We've heard the
and a
excuses.
shot
Yeah.
already and some beer.
It's easy.
in
Come
here.
on, some
I
of these
can't
guys
drink.
are taking
That's-
short
that's
on
not-
fights.
I'll
that's
drink
too much.
half of it.
That's
What?
Here,
Well,
you drink half
it's a
of it.
one for the
Thank you,
homies.
Dan.
There
You
we
know
go,
what?
Ellie.
Thank
What is
you.
this? There you go.
Thank you.
I would have drank it, but
Thank
I mean,
you. Cheers. I actually like Hellerhead.
Swallow it.
Why
Swallow
is it
it.
as hard as having the mustard with the Oreo for you? You gotta swallow it.
the weigh-in show is over, and UFC television comes to you from better.
She still hasn't.
We are back
do it.
in December for
Swallow.
the next weigh-in
Nope.
show. But
Swallow.
for now, Chris Weidman is the champion.
Let's go.
Of the official UFC 295 weigh-in show. Senko's spitting her
Yo,
shot
she's
out
spinning.
again.
Oh, my
It's
God.
unbelievable. You can't take her anywhere.
We got to put her behind in the next one, dude. She's got to start at a disadvantage.
I agree.
And she's got to make up these shots. It's ridiculous.
No.
And we are going to stop giving her, letting her get, but you're getting preferential treatment on this show.
I agree. True.
I
It's
had a-
horrible.
He took some of your shot
A
out.
mustard.
Let's bring a shot.
I did
What was
a
that?
But if he didn't
voluntary
gen-
mustard from an
gentleman.
Oreo
No, but that's the thing is-
because you, my brother, asked me to do it. Not that kind of brother.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm talking about?
Everyone in this
You know
room
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's
is
messed
now
up.
dumber.
That's messed up. You gotta do that to Laura. You gotta do that to Laura.
2 titles on the line on Saturday. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This is the official UFC 295 weigh-in show. Nobody has more fun than us. See you on Saturday. Have a great weekend. Madison Square Garden. Who
Let's
has
go,
it
baby.
better than us? What a show. Look at DC. Hard to believe he stayed awake for this one. Sanko?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's all smiles. Look at that.
Waving his breath everywhere.
Well, it's because you were farting.
Why don't you hold your mouth?
Last time.
Oh, his armpits. Look at the pit stains.
Yo, we got the nose hair in there? Where's it?
I hope we do, because DC pulled out a nose hair.
I did
on
not
the air.
pull out my nose hair.
Yeah, you did.
You guys are so ridiculous. Put him in his place.
That's right here.
Oh, man. Maybe I was tired this morning.
Yeah, you were. That pasta was unbelievable.
Chris had all the pasta. Look at this. How do you eat all the pasta, bro?
Oh, it's so
you were
good.
talking about losing weight earlier.
Look at it.
Oh, God. Disgusting.
We got
This will be the last time I do this stupid ass show.
I mean, what on earth?
I'm done. Fucking crazy show. I'm done with this shit.
Oh, my
Y'all
God.
so disrespectful out here, the UFC.
Good times. Is that ketchup or hot sauce?
That was like a
hot sauce.
Yeah, I guess hot sauce is terrible.
And she's just yelling at people. Senko's just yelling at everybody. All right, that's it. Another one in the books. A successful weigh-in show. And we have a new champion, Chris Weidman, in the house.
Everyone in this room
Your time,
is now dumber for having listened to it.
it.